I don't know. Okay.
Well, why
But
not? See, it's crazy,
this
right?
is what
It's crazy.
this is what I'm saying is like you love to talk about these very edge case scenarios when it's because you can't defend the actual scenario. The actual scenario is someone creates a human for fun and then kills them for fun. Like that's the actual 95.
You're literally describing a process that can happen with an IUD, where someone engages consensually in intercourse with their partner for fun, for pleasure, and then an egg gets fertilized, and then an IUD prevents the implantation of that egg, that fertilized egg in the uterus, thus ending what you would perceive to be life.
Yeah, I don't see. You think you've got me in some kind of gotcha here, but if this was my worldview and over the span of 10 years, IUDs were phased out and there was some other like non-implanting birth control that like prevented the sperm and egg that's commonly used today, and then saying, oh, well, if that was illegal, would you want them in jail? Dude, that's not how this kind of thing would work. In the real world,
abortion is very common today as well, right? So the how common it is not even the topic of conversation. It's just logic, right? Your logic is that if a woman gets an abortion at 10 weeks, and that's obvious, she's pregnant, right? Obviously, she's pregnant and pregnancy has begun. Then she's a murderer and it's awful and it's terrible. But then if a woman has an IUD, which is very common in terms of birth control, then it's like, well, it's different. The logic is different. No, that's your logic.
No,
and
I'm saying it's and
here's the thing. You should recognize
how old the baby is. If
you should recognize how absurd. You should recognize how absurd your argument is from your objection to the way I'm framing this right now. You're saying, no, of course I wouldn't support such a thing. It's so crazy. That's the exact same logic you're using when you're opposing abortion.
I would support that. Like,
so you would support women going to jail who have IUDs?
If it's been illegal for like 10 years because there's an alternative.
Oh my God. Stop talking about legality as to whether it's legal or not illegal. I'm asking about you. I'm asking about you. Like, would you support a woman going to jail for having an IUD? Let's just say in your state, you had a ballot proposition this November that you could vote on as to whether, yes, women go to jail if they have IUDs, or no, they don't. How would you vote?
What are my alternatives? Because if you provide no alternatives, which
I don't know what the alternative would be. It's either one or the other. So would you support, in your view, would you vote in favor of women going to jail who have IUDs, or would you vote against that?
Well, that depends.
Why? What does it depend on?
It depends if abortion is legal and abortion is currently a thing that people do.
I don't know why you keep going back to
letting a little baby grow up to having a heartbeat and then killing it. Obviously,
I don't know why you keep going back to whether abortion is legal or not. This is like simply a question of your.
That was my whole thing. You said, why would you vote for Trump? I said about abortion, and then you're talking about
put abortion aside right now. Put abortion aside right now because we're just testing your. We're testing your logic.
Coming up here is you're coming up here to obfuscate.
We're testing your logic.
You're coming up here to like make the argument into one that you've already pre-contrived because you have no ability to critically think on this issue, or at least you have the cognitive dissonance and the intelligence to know that you can't actually win an argument where we actually go toe-to-toe about abortion. You have to like put it in some kind of fake context.
I'm sorry that your own logic is triggering you. You're like spiraling right now because your own logic is bad. Right, because when you're approached with a hypothetical that is quite literally using your logic, such as terminating a life is always murder, then you fold. So please don't frame this. Wait, please be quiet. I just let you speak. Please be quiet. I just let you. Otherwise, I'll mute you. I'll mute you if I have to. I don't want to do that, but I will. You cannot come up here and say, "Oh, this is not a critically thought out debate." Because you have no answer for the hypothetical. Okay, that's fine, no problem. Yeah, we're talking about life, right? We're talking about life, and in your view of like when terminating a life is justified. So an IUD can terminate a life, fertilized egg, and then you're uncomfortable talking about that and saying, well, I don't know, whether it's legal or not, and you have to go to a question of legality, which is not at the center of what we're talking about. Yeah, but then it's abortion. You're saying, we have to talk about the center of abortion. Like so you can't even engage with a hypothetical. Okay, I'm not done talking yet. Okay, I'm not done talking yet. You can't even engage with a hypothetical that uses your own logic that you presented right now. You called it a G side at the beginning of this conversation, and you said that it's murder. But then when an IUD terminates a fertilized egg, prevents the implantation of that egg in the uterus, then you don't want to talk about it. Then it's like, well, it's a question of legality or X, Y, and Z. It's very strange. The fact that you can't engage with this hypothetical shows that your argument is weak, and it shows that you're very one-dimensional on this topic. So either you answer the question or you can just concede, whatever you want.
The fact you won't let me speak and also talk about a different issue than
I'm speaking. I'm in the middle of a sentence and I'm beating you. You're right. I'm not going to let you speak when I'm fucking in the middle of a sentence.
Obfuscate. You have to.
I was in the middle of a sentence. I don't know why you want me to let you speak.
Show how much your mic was active and how much my mic was active. It'd be 90% you, and I think you know it. Okay, you're an interrupter and you're a bully.
So not
you won't
true.
actually engage me on the actual topic of abortion. You have to talk about.
You still have not. You spent the past 5 minutes dodging my question. If there was a ballot initiative that said, yes, you vote in favor of women who have IUDs going to jail, right? Or you vote against that, how would you vote?
Obviously in favor of banning any kind of contraception that kills a little innocent unborn American.
That's not answering my question. Would you vote in favor? It's not answering my question. Would you vote in favor of women in your state going to jail who have IUDs or not?
I say yes to your question and you're not accepting my answer.
So just to be clear, you would vote in favor of women who have IUDs going to jail?
If as a country, we've also banned abortions, and we've also made
no. This is a very basic hypothetical. Factor out. Oh, as the country, you've banned this or that. In your view, because it's yes, you would vote in favor.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Just to be clear here,
yes,
you would vote in favor. Yes, you would vote in favor of jailing women who have IUDs.
If it was made illegal and like there was
no. You can't alter my question. You can't alter my question to your liking.
Yes, the answer is yes, Harry.
So you would vote in favor of jailing women with an IUD.
Yes.
Nice. That's a really good worldview. Yes. It's a really good worldview. Women who have birth control go to jail, but that's the Republican Party at the end of the day. No wonder you're voting for Donald Trump.
Unborn children.
No wonder you're voting for Donald Trump.
The genocide of unborn Americans with a little smug smile on your face.
No wonder you're voting for Donald Trump. No, you're literally advocating for jailing women who have contraception. Like it's like please don't play the moral high ground here of like, oh, you're this, you're that. Literally advocating for jailing women who have birth control. Like you are the party of targeting women in every single aspect of their lives. It's so gross. And you come up here to try to be the moral high ground of, oh, you're going after little baby children. My God, I'm sure you're the same. You're voting for Donald Trump, who doesn't give a damn about gun control, for example, which goes after little baby children. You don't give a shit about those people.
I literally do. And maybe if you guys were actually focusing on good things for people, things that you can be proud of, you wouldn't have such trouble with these arguments because you're having to like do mental gymnastics.
It's testing logic. It's part of debate.
Do you think that the Nazis didn't have like a bunch of apologetics type guys like you on their team?
Jesus Christ. It's part of debate. You test logic. I don't know if you understand how to have a conversation with somebody, but you put your own logic in different scenarios to make sure that your logic is sound. And clearly your logic has been sound so far, but your logic is so sound that you'd advocate for jailing women who have IUDs. Now you're in favor. Now you're voting in favor of like
no fucking amount of subtlety, no amount of realizing that this is a complicated issue, that obviously if the mother's life is in danger, obviously if there's rape or something bad like that, that's a different scenario. But you won't give me that. You won't give me the nuance. Instead, you want to force me into a position that talked about one thing.
Can you stop crying? Can you stop being a little child and stop crying? Like, oh my God, you won't do this, you won't do that. We talked about one aspect of your logic, which you've now conceded on, which is fine. Now, let me ask you another question. Donald Trump, as part of his presidency, increased drone strikes, which in turn increased the death of innocent civilians, including children abroad. How do you justify that with your pro-life beliefs?
Dude, unborn Americans number one.
Wait. Why do only unborn Americans matter? Why don't children of all races?
It's America first, baby.
Wait, why don't children of all races and all backgrounds matter?
They do, but it's not my responsibility. I'm not.
So you're willing to vote for somebody. You only care about forcing American women to have children that they don't want to, but when it comes to bombing children abroad, then it's no problem, right?
Obviously, I care about all the unborn children, but it's not my right to tell the French people what to do. Okay, but it is my right.
Wait, you're not dictating.
To speak my voice.
You're not dictating abortion laws in France. That's not the question I asked. I'm talking about American-launched drone strikes. Trump increased drone strikes 450% in the Middle East, and it led to an increase of 330% of the deaths of innocent civilians in Afghanistan. So I'm just curious, how do you justify that with your pro-life beliefs?
Israel. I don't want to.
How do you justify that with your pro-life beliefs?
But they're not American, first of all.
So
I'm
what?
Here for American unborn kids first.
So what? So well, wait, so only American unborn kids matter. So then your logic of life matters doesn't actually apply to everybody, right?
Well, considering we're talking about American politics, everything that we're talking about is in the scope of America. We're not talking about the international stage here. We're talking about American.
Foreign policy is part of this election, my man. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, but you're making comparisons on the value that I see of one unborn American versus a child in Palestine, right? And I'm saying
you just don't get the point is that so you just to be clear, so far we've gotten to for you to admit that you want to jail women with IUDs, and now the children abroad, or maybe the unborn children abroad, their lives don't matter enough for you to be like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't vote for Donald Trump, who increased drone strikes 450% and a bunch of civilians died. It's like you're a complete hypocrite on this issue. You'd rather like force American women to have children that they don't want to than actually stand up for your belief. I would respect you far more if you're like, yeah, I am pro-life and I feel this way, but I'm not going to vote for somebody who kills children like Donald Trump does. But then you don't matter. Like, what about gun control? What's your view on that? Children, the main killer of children between 0 and 17 is guns and being shot. So how do you feel about that? We
still haven't even gotten into the meat of the abortion issue. You want to talk about it?
We're going to get there. Like, this conversation is not time.
Let's get to the chase then, buddy boy. Let's talk about abortion.
Sorry, I asked you a question. Do you mind answering the question?
Okay, what question?
So guns are the leading cause of death for kids between the age of 1 and 17. What's your view on gun control?
So that's a statistic that I was not aware of. Can you give me a source?
Yeah, I can look it up for you. But can you answer the question, or do you want to see the source first?
Dude, I've been told by other people that it'd be nice for someone else to give me a source for once.
I mean, okay, okay, right. So I have a number of ones. I can give you Johns Hopkins, Bloomberg School of Public Health, CNN, which I don't know if you want that, or USA Today. Johns Hopkins is guns remains leading cause of death for children and teens. CNN is children and teens are more likely to die by guns than anything else. And USA Today has a similar headline saying guns remain leading cause of death for children and teens in the U.S. report says.
What's number 2? Car crashes?
I don't know what number 2 is. Probably something like car crashes or disease.
Yeah. So I think it fundamentally comes down to, I think that there needs to be better, stricter ways that a particular gun is tied to a particular person. And we can talk about it, but if you actually are like what I think you are, you don't actually care about finding common ground. You just want to take away everybody's guns, right?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Is that true or not?
Why would you say that I believe that?
Well, because most people that align with you politically think that.
I don't think anybody who are you talking?
Justin Trudeau. Kamala Harris.
I got a phone call. Sorry. Go ahead. Kamala Harris does not want to take everybody's guns away.
So have you seen the clips where she's
I don't know where you got that from.
Taking away people's guns, or are you just going to deny reality?
You can go look up her policy position on her website right now.
She said both ways. She said, on Oprah, she was like, if anyone breaks into my house, they're she said both ways, but at the end of the day, she's just a hand in glove for the people who have the money. So at the end of the day, what? You don't think she represents corporate interests?
In the race between no.
You think Kamala Harris doesn't support Lockheed Martin, doesn't support Raytheon, doesn't support General Electric? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think that there's a way that we can hold companies accountable, but also work with private industry to create the best results. We do that all the time. I think that the way that the United States government works with defense contractors and stuff like that, especially when it comes to giving weapons to Ukraine, is a really good thing. But no, Kamala Harris doesn't put the needs of those corporations above the American people. You know who does? Donald Trump. The guy you're voting for, by the way. The guy that gave a huge tax cuts to the wealthiest companies and wealthiest individuals in the United States, reduced the corporate tax rate, wants to give them another major tax cut, told the fossil fuel billionaires and executives that if they gave him $1 billion for his campaign, he would deregulate their industry and give them a tax cut and their families a tax cut. But yeah, no, it's Kamala Harris who is beholden to the corporations, the same person who was part of the administration that capped insulin at $35 a month and beat private healthcare companies and things of that nature. But no, sure, it's Kamala Harris, right? That makes sense. I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
really? So when they passed the largest investment in fighting climate change ever, the Biden administration, not even just in American history and world history, how is that being beholden to large corporations like Exxon and those big companies would not want that? They lobbied against that.
So you're telling me, if you're being honest, that Exxon, all the different oil companies haven't spent the last 15 years divesting and making their portfolios not just rely on oil, but also on green energy solutions? I think that if you're honest with yourself, you know that that's not the case. Also, every corporate entity has their LinkedIn profile picture change to support the Democrats. Like, they are the team. Like, your guys' team is the system, like the man. Like, you can't even go to like Target without seeing propaganda for your side. Can you imagine if there was right-wing propaganda in the Walmart?
What propaganda is in Target?
Oh, you know, buddy. You know.
No, I do not know. What propaganda is in Target?
See, and the fact that you can put this position and everyone, including you, knows exactly what you're talking about, and I'm not allowed to even say it. I'm not even allowed to say it.
What's in Target that's propaganda? What's in Target that's propaganda?
So you're trying to tell me that if you
Why are you scared?
Because you guys have such
a grip
on the entire social, like, everything, where it's the default is to be Democrat. People don't think they're Democrat. You have to like actually go out far away to find anyone like who would make a sign that's not pro-Democrat stuff. Okay,
what
the worldview that you guys are pushing.
What are you talking about? What's the propaganda in Target?
Normal, like, not skinny jeans at Target, dude. The whole country is like going to crap.
Sorry, did you just say that? Did you say that skinny jeans are propaganda in favor of the Democratic Party? Is that what you? Is that are those the words that just came out of your mouth?
Okay, fine. Do you want me to actually get into it? There are literal pro-Satan shirts at Target, and I know that's hilarious that I would bring up, but it's like a little like Satan guy, and it's like Satan loves you, and it's like that's the kind of crap that like that's the propaganda from your side, and like you don't go into Walmart and get inundated with like Jesus stuff, but like. It's frustrating that you will literally sit here and act like you don't know what abortion is, that you don't know the moral decay that you're helping bring into our country. Like, there's people that say that you're paid off by the DNC. I tried to not believe that because like it seemed like a pretty genuine guy, but it's like our country is falling, and I'm not saying Donald Trump is great, but he's better. And like you cared so much about policy when it was Joe Biden's turn, but now you don't really care about policy.
I still care about policy. I also just I'm baffled that you're up here crying about skinny jeans in Target. You need to go to therapy. You are not the victim. Republicans are not the victim. Not everybody and every company is out to get you. Somebody selling skinny jeans in Target does nothing to you. It does not affect you. You are not the victim. I promise you, you are not the victim. Nobody's oppressing you. Nobody's oppressing you. Skinny jeans in Target do not oppress you. What the fuck are you talking about? That you go into Target and you see skinny. Are you offended by skinny jeans now? What the?
No, I'm offended by Satan shirts.
Where are the Satan shirts? What Satan shirts are you talking about?
And they discontinued them because people made a fit, and I shouldn't have brought it up because that was a weak ontological point.
Please pull up a Satan shirt for us. You can screenshot it. I'll make you big screen. Go find a Satan shirt that was sold in Target. Oh my god, bro. Can't believe it, man. Still trying to find it, huh? You could just save yourself time and realize that it doesn't exist. This never happened. This was fake. Debunked a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm seeing the fact-checking posts, and I got triggered by that because it seems real because of all the other stuff that I've seen. And I am the first to admit that when I Googled that, I saw a fact check that says I was wrong. Okay. Good for you. But what I'm not wrong about is fundamentally how far we've gotten from like just truth. And I know I'm not helping by like spreading misinformation, I guess. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to tell me that you'd be more surprised if you saw a Christian shirt at Target than a satanic shirt, I know that you both... I don't... Do you actually love America, Harry?
What the fuck are you talking about?
That was the first thing. Oh my God. Because like, I don't know if you're being intentionally obstinate to like the things I'm trying to talk about, or if
just to be clear here, you're talking about skinny jeans in Target. You are offended via your words by skinny jeans in Target, and then you spread misinformation about Target selling satanic shirts. And then you want to talk about, yeah, we're so far away from truth. You are literally the perpetrator of the falsehoods that have made America worse. You're part of that.
I already admitted that particular thing I was wrong.
Yeah, and that's great. I'm glad you did that, but then you're voting for the pathological liar.
The minute that you diverted from abortion, I should have just shut up because like I wasn't prepared to talk about anything besides abortion. Because that's all I really care about in this election. Is because like that's the only thing that's truly matters. Like that's the only one that's like saving innocent people or like letting them die. Like there's two options there. Like this is the only issue that really matters.
Yeah, I don't think that abortion is the only issue that matters. I think there are people out there who are like starving right now. I think there are people out there without homes. I think there are veterans out there without homes. And according to you, those people don't matter. Whatever your views are.
I shouldn't have said that's the only issue that matters because there's lots of issues that matter. Okay. Mm-hmm. Homelessness is a huge issue. No American left behind. I hear you. Like homelessness has gotten so much worse. But like to me, that's another reason to vote for Trump because it's like, because we're letting in a bunch more people who are going to not like, if you were a guy who was like homeless and like maybe the only job you could get is like at a fast food place that like, I'm just saying that when you let in a lot more similarly skilled workers, it's going to make the homeless situation even worse. And like having a strong border would help the homeless situation.
Or we could just build more houses and accommodate
folks. We should
folks.
do that too. And we should give people jobs like they had during the Great Depression, like all sorts of jobs, you know, that everybody could get a job that would, and like they even did that in ancient Ireland. Like they just had walls called the like famine walls, and you just get paid to build the wall in the middle of Ireland, even though it wasn't useful. Like I hear you. There's a lot that needs to be done for like other things, but I just don't see how Kamala is going to do anything besides just let the corporate like oligarchs essentially just run shit.
So she wants to raise taxes on the wealthy. She wants to build 3 million houses and pass a strict immigration bill and cut taxes for the middle class so that working people have more opportunity in this country. And her entire phrase right now is opportunity economy. She also wants to make it so that the standard tax deduction for small businesses is $50,000, which is raised from $5,000 to kind of remove that financial barrier that people often have when they want to start a small business. Tell me how any of that is favoring the corporations. And then please explain to me how Donald Trump giving a massive tax cut to corporations again is not favoring the corporations.
So first of all, a massive tax cut favoring corporations obviously would favor the corporations. But if you don't think for a second for every single one of these like super idealistic things that there is not going to be some amount of like, not just inflation, but just, yeah, I guess inflation that comes along with that. Like if we have everybody paying less taxes, I think that's a good thing, right? But if you make corporations pay way more tax, you make the middle class pay like slightly less tax, and then you have the like lowest class like not change at all, then you're going to have way less money to run the country, and then eventually we're going to raise taxes again.
But why do you think that? Because the corporate tax rate was 35% before Donald Trump, and there wasn't massive rates of inflation every year.
So I think a lot of it has, first of all, every single time that I think about why are we in this economic crisis, immediately I think about the pandemic and our response to the pandemic. But if we can't agree on that, then maybe we shouldn't talk about the economy. Can we agree on that? That it started getting bad at the COVID stuff?
Yeah, I mean, our economy crashed because of COVID.
Right. So at the end of the day, the people who made the economy crash, that's her. The vaccine that didn't work, that was a lot of it Trump with Operation Warp Speed, but that's also her. That was those guys pushing that. It was those guys that destroyed our
What's your
entire
evidence
economy.
that it didn't work?
Well, the vaccine didn't work.
What's your evidence of that?
Okay, so even the fact that I'm allowed to dare say the vaccine didn't work, 2 years ago, I wasn't even allowed to dare mention that the vaccine might not be working, because you guys had such a grip on the zeitgeist and just control over everyone. But the fact that you have no control and everybody knows that the vaccine didn't work.
Well, this is not answering my question. What's your evidence?
Okay. If you go to Google and you use the date filter to only search for articles up to a certain date, and then you just type in COVID on Google and change the dates, or COVID vaccine, and then see how the news reporting changed across the vaccine when they first announced it, when they deployed it, their efficacy rate that they advertised, then eventually it going to, oh, you can still get COVID and still give people COVID, but your symptoms will be better. But you and I both know that vaccines work by stopping the spread.
Holy fuck, man. This is crazy. So I just want to point out that your evidence for a vaccine, a particular vaccine not working, is Google searches. So we have these comprehensive peer-reviewed studies done over years with huge sample sizes in different countries, where you have a placebo group, a vaccinated group, and things of that nature.
That was Trump's fault. You can't have a multi-year longitudinal study in 1 year. You can't make a baby with 9 women.
Since the vaccine has been developed, we've had studies on its efficacy, and in every country around the world, we find that it to be very effective at preventing death and hospitalization. At one point in the pandemic, the unvaccinated were dying at an 11 times higher rate than the vaccinated. We have all of this data, and yet people like yourself cite Google searches. You want to talk about misinformation in a country? Please look in the mirror. You're citing Google searches. We have scientific studies done by actual virologists and scientists. All of these studies are peer-reviewed, done by these huge health agencies.
You,
and you cite Google.
Let me give you an opportunity. Can I ask you questions and you actually answer me?
Sure. What's your question?
Okay. Did they or did they not originally say that if you took the vaccine, your chances of contracting the virus went down significantly, and thus your chance of spreading the virus went down significantly when they first came out with it? Be honest.
Yeah, it's still the truth that if you are vaccinated, you're less likely to get COVID.
See, that's what, unfortunately, they had to change. And that's precisely what I'm talking about, is after the second iteration, after they went through the booster shots and they realized that the second, booster shots weren't working either, they actually had to admit, oh, it'll stop your symptoms. You won't have as high a chance.
That's the main goal of the vaccine. That's the main goal of the vaccine. The main goal of the
vaccine is to stop you from getting it. That's why.
No, the main goal of the vaccine is to stop you from dying.
Yeah. Okay. Well, See, we were both here when the vaccine was rolled out. We were both here when we saw them talk about it. And if you would have said, hey, everybody needs to take the vaccine so that their symptoms would be better, no one would take it. The only way that they were able to market it is because an actual vaccine would have worked and you would have had a way less chance of getting COVID. And then the spread would have stopped.
This is such nonsense. You just You just haven't read enough on this. Like you don't. I mean, you've never seen one of these studies that talk about how effective a vaccine.
What's the difference between the absolute effective rate and the relative?
You just have to look at these. You have to look at these peer-reviewed studies.
You know,
again, from all these different countries that have tested these vaccines. And by the way, all these vaccines had billions of dollars in funding in them. Scientists all around the world studying these vaccines and getting them out to the public. And I just want to remind you, your source is Google. Do you like? Let me put it this way. Do you have like a scientific objection to the vaccines?
Yeah, they changed their story on the purpose.
All right, John, get the hell out of my live and don't come back. Oh my God, bro. Holly, thank you for the $5 on Cash App saying skinny jeans for president. Yeah, can we get like a skinny jeans 2024? I mean, my God, apparently skinny jeans are now satanic and they're very offensive to Republicans. What? Tara, thank you for the $20 as well, saying, I don't know how you talk to these Republicans without banging your head off the wall. It's a feeling I have. Don't get it twisted. It's certainly something I think about doing often in these conversations. My God. Let's put in Ty. Let's give Ty a chance. Venmo, Cash App in the link in the bio if you want to support the live. Drop a follow if you haven't already. Double tap the screen. Try to get up to 200,000 likes. All that good stuff. All right, Ty. Talk to me. Why are you MAGA? Maybe the Galaxy Brain.
Does Joe Biden sniff you?
No, Joe Biden just beats your guy by a lot.
Explain how, though.
Explain how he beats your guy by a lot. He wins votes.
All right, but it's not Joe Biden running. How does Kamala win the election over Trump, in your opinion? I'd like to hear your opinion on it.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
You're 25 and that's how you open the conversation?
Yes.
You're still stuck in high school, aren't you? A little bit?
No.
Did you like peak in high school or something?
No.
No? Are you sure?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Are you... Okay. So what's your question?
What would you say that Kamala has over Trump?
Kamala.
Kamala. Okay.
What does she have over Donald Trump?
Yes.
She's moral. She's intelligent. She's educated. She's accomplished. Dedicated.
Okay. That's all I needed to hear.
Jeez, bro. Golly, God help you. God help this guy. All right, if you're MAGA, let me know in the chat. I'll bring you up. 20 guy, he's 25. It's honest. It's always baffling to me. I hear these guys come up. I'm like, how old are you? And they're like, oh, like I'm 25, 26, 27. And they say something like that. Like, oh, did Biden sniff you? I mean, my God, dude. Like, y'all need to like grow up, right? Go find a hobby. Find a hobby, maybe something like that. You know, something to do. Let's bring up Anthony. Give him a shot. Make sure to drop a follow if you haven't already. We do these lives all the time. You know the drill. Anthony.
Hey, how's it going?
Are you
Can
driving?
You hear me all right? No, I'm not driving.
Are you sure?
How's it going?
It's good. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. So I had a quick question.
Yeah.
So you said,
wait, how old are you?
Prove me wrong, Harris is much better than Trump. And you said that she has accomplished a lot and she is morally superior, I guess you would say. And I don't know, can you refresh my memory on what you said?
Wait, how old are you?
Almost 40, my friend.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like the previous guy.
Thank God. I said that she's morally. Are you sure you're not driving?
I'm positive. I'm a truck driver. I'm sitting in my truck, but I'm parked for the evening.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought she's morally superior. She's accomplished, experienced, has better policy, things of that nature.
Has better policy. Can you describe her policies for me?
Yeah, I mean, do you have a specific area of policy or just generally?
Okay, well, let's start with the economy. What's her policy on the economy?
Yeah. So I think I was kind of talking about it a little bit earlier, but I think that her whole opportunity economy phrase that she's been using is great. And that includes things like wanting to reduce the standard deduction for small businesses increase from 5,000 to 50,000 to give more people opportunity to create small businesses. She also wants to cut taxes for the middle class and raise them for the wealthy and use that money that we generate from the wealthy revenue and then put that back into things like schools and infrastructure and continue to build upon that progress. She also wants to work with contractors to build 3 million new houses houses in her first 4 years of office, which of course has a lot of construction jobs to be made right there. And that also gives more access to housing for people who don't already have it, and things of that nature. And she wants to continue to build on like really rapidly growing industries like the renewable energy industry. It's one of the fastest growing markets in the United States. We already have a huge investment going there with the Inflation Reduction Act that she was a tie-breaking vote on, and that continues to create really good, well-paying jobs. She wants to build upon that progress and stuff like that.
They do sound great. I'll give you that. I mean, they sound great. But can we actually break them down bit by bit and actually figure out what's going on?
Rebecca for the
subscription. So, no, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to me.
No, I was thinking somebody for the subscription.
No big deal, man. I'm not here to. I'm here to have a good discussion. I'm not here to.
Yeah. For sure.
All right, so let's start with, you said opportunity economy. So you said that there will be a $50,000 tax deduction for small businesses that want to start. I mean, that on its face, that sounds really good. But let's say, okay, for instance, I'll give you an example of what I do. So I'm a truck driver, correct? I'm actually, I work for a gentleman who owns his own trucks. We're leased onto a company. It's a very, very big company where you can kind of be an owner-operator, but you still run under the authority of this large company, right? So let's say $50,000 to start a business. That's kind of what you're saying, right? But it's a tax deduction. So the average cost of a brand new semi-truck, take for instance the one that I drive, is about $180,000. Right? That's $180,000 initial investment. Right now, you can finance that, or you can go through the bank and do all kinds of things. You can do a loan, you can do a line of credit, you can do all kinds of things. Especially if you've got if you've got the backing of the guy you work for, and he doesn't mind showing his books and letting the bank know exactly what the truck has the potential to make, you can do that. So $50,000 would help, right? But essentially, you would have to. So if I buy my own truck and I put up a line of credit of $180,000, I buy it with cash. I don't even have to worry about making payments right off because line of credits work a different way. It's not like a loan. So basically, I would apply for that $50,000 tax credit, and that $50,000 tax credit would come from other taxpayers, and I would get that line of credit back, right? Essentially, that's kind of how it would work if I did my taxes. But I could actually write off everything pretty much when it comes to the truck. I can write off, even now as a company driver, I can write off all my food. I can write off the mileage that I do. I can write off anything I use for the truck, including clothing and pretty much everything else. It's all itemized. So I could pretty much write off everything. So you're saying that if I were to start my own company under Harris, I would get an extra $50,000 on top of all my other write-offs.
Well, that's for small businesses only. It's not for any business and every business. So if you have a small business,
considered a small business, I'd be one employee.
This is intended more so for maybe like a trucking company. And there's its own tax benefits that come with a trucking company. But like for small mom and pop shops that like you have on your local Ave in your area, it's more intended for like businesses like that. There's obviously tax write-offs.
It's more intended. So essentially, if you wanted to start your own mom and pop grocery store, right, which good luck competing in this market with the 1 to 3% margin that you have at grocery stores, right? They don't operate on a very large profit margin. Not really. I mean, that's companies like Walmart, Kroger, Costco. On an extremely small margin. So that's companies like Walmart, Kroger, Costco, stuff like that. They operate on an extremely small margin. So the reason why you see the prices the way they are, of course, we do have things like inflation, and inflation has gotten away from us mainly because Trump and Biden both printed a shit ton of money and really devalued our spending or our dollar value. That is at the key core. That is what happened. That is why we have inflation the way we do. It's both Trump and Biden. They both dropped the ball. Trump didn't understand the economy as well as he should have, and Biden just continued it because, essentially that's the goal, right? But anyways, so I'm an independent. I'm not a.
Who are you voting for?
I'm not a left or right. Well, I was going to vote for RFK, but now I don't know. So I'm actually contemplating it. My wife is voting for Kamala, but
What state are you voting in?
Like, you don't want to know because it's going to be red anyways.
Okay. If I thought it was a swing state, maybe then.
No, I'm not going to be in a swing state. If I were going to be in a swing state, I like the chance for competition, so I'd probably just vote against my wife, but not because I don't love her, just because I like competition. But no, honestly, to be fair, I did vote for Trump in 2016, and not because I did a lot of reading and listen to his points and I really did a deep dive in the Clintons because I'm not a big fan of the Clintons to begin with. I don't know why you would be, but yeah, so I couldn't vote for Hillary, not because she's a woman, because I voted for Joe Jorgensen in 2020. So I'm not opposed to voting for a woman, but at the same time, it's like I'm really trying to figure out what's going on with this with Miss Harris here, and I know I don't like Tim Walz, and I can point out a lot of reasons why, but you said a $50,000 tax credit for small businesses. So if a grocer wants a mom and pop wants to start a convenience store, you know how much capital it takes to start a convenience store?
Yeah, certain businesses take a lot of initial investment to create, no doubt.
A lot of initial investment. So what average person out here, when 60% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck, is going to be able to afford to start a small business?
That's the goal. So we cut taxes for the middle class as well.
Right, but you're cutting taxes, that doesn't help them start it. That does not help them
but
start.
It gives them, would you not agree that cutting taxes gives them more expendable income and maybe more income to invest in things like a small...
That's not how it works. Cutting taxes... and you're not cutting taxes. You're giving a tax. You're giving a tax credit. It's not cutting taxes.
No, wait. There's a tax. She wants to do the tax write-off or expanding the standard deduction for businesses from $5,000 to $50,000. She wants to do that and cut taxes for the middle class. Those are two separate policies that she wants to do in tandem.
By what percentage and what? How is she going to?
That's going to have to be ironed out by Congress. We don't have percentages yet, because she's not elected yet. We have to be ironed out by Congress because that has to go.
Well, she is in office right now, so I don't understand why she can't do any of this.
But also she's the deciding vote on.
Well,
right, we all know that policy doesn't get passed. I mean, the Democrats tried to get immigration reform passed in 2023, and Republicans wouldn't do it because it was going to help their election, help the Biden.
Is that what you really believe, or have you read the inflation or the infrastructure bill that came through? Did you read it?
It's not the infrastructure bill. It's an immigration bill.
Oh, the immigration. Oh, okay. Did you read that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me more about the immigration bill. What do you know about it?
Yeah, so it did the major top lines of what it did were things like investing more in Border Patrol, like around $14 billion. It also invested in technology at the border, specifically in ports of entry, to scan for drugs coming through, because the majority of drugs that come through to the country don't come through undocumented migrants smuggling it through. It comes through legal ports of entry, actually native-born American citizens driving it through. So increasing the technology, making the technology better to scan for those drugs. Also investing in immigration courts, expanding them. We want to get the time that it takes to get to asylum cases from around 5 to 7 years, which is what it is right now, because there's this huge backlog of cases, to under 6 months. That investment in the immigration courts and expanding them would do just that. It also gave the president the ability to shut down the border, and also gave the Border Patrol the ability to shut down the border if it was being overwhelmed and it hit a certain cap. And it rewrote the asylum law.
What was that cap? Do you remember?
I think it was 5,000.
Yeah, 5,000 a day.
Yeah. So right now there's no cap.
That's not a cap.
That's a cap. Right now, there's no cap.
That's not even a cap, man. That's 5,000. That's 5,000 a day.
But then the border gets.
What's 5 times 365?
But then
what's 5 times 365? That's like what 1.5 million.
You're thinking about this the wrong way, because it's not 5,000.
No, I'm not. That's still that's. Can
I finish for a second? Can I finish?
Yeah.
Can I finish?
Okay,
it's not 5,000 times 365. It's 5,000, and then the border can be shut down. It's a rolling average. So if it's 5,000
a day, like in one day.
Yeah. So but then the border gets to be shut down. Right, so then the president has more authority to shut down the border than they would right now. And by the way, there's no cap right now. So theoretically, it could be 40,000 a day, and there's no law that could stop that from being the case. But if there's a cap, then there's a law that can actually be invoked by the president or Border Patrol, and then that would be the case, that there's actually a cap. And a cap. And are common sense reforms, things that your average American would most likely agree with, and Republicans killed the bill.
Interesting. So there wasn't anything else like, funding the Ukraine, war or anything like that, or any type of money over to other countries or anything. There was none of that.
So
that wasn't the main reason why.
There was a bill at one point where the Ukraine funding and foreign aid funding and the immigration portion were tied together, but then there was debate over whether that should be the case. So they actually separated them. Then there was only the immigration, only the Ukraine funding, etc. And then they passed the Ukraine funding. The Republicans overwhelmingly voted for it. Democrats overwhelmingly voted for it. And now the immigration portion is still sitting stagnant. So clearly the Ukraine funding was not the problem, given the fact that Republicans passed that part.
You're a little bit better versed on that one than I am. So,
well, I'm just,
I was under the impression that that's why. I mean, I make mistakes, man. So,
no, I get it. It's fine. But I'm just saying,
this is why we're having a discussion.
No, totally. But like you're saying, why can't Kamala Harris do this right now? Because Republicans will not do anything with the Biden administration right now in terms of major policy.
Right, but I mean, okay. Well, let's get away from that then. So, if she can't do anything about it right now, right? So we look at let's look at and I know Biden's not running, but let's look at this past administration from start to finish.
Yeah.
Okay, so even like I said, I didn't vote for Trump in 2020, right? I'm on the fence. I'm trying to figure it out. So I didn't vote for Trump in 2020. I voted for Jo Jorgensen because I thought that her values were pretty much lined up with mine. Not on everything, because nobody's perfect. I'm not going to agree with anybody on everything. That's just not how it works. So, I voted for Jo Jorgensen, which I thought her and Spike were a great combo. Spike's hilarious. I don't know if you follow him on his social medias, but you should, because he's hilarious. So he's. But anyways. Shout out to Spike Cohen. But shit, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking? Okay, so Kamala Harris, you had Biden coming in, and I could kind of see his cognitive decline because Alzheimer's and dementia runs in my family. I've seen it firsthand, close up. Okay, I've seen it firsthand, close up. I know what dementia looks like. I know what cognitive decline looks like. I've seen it. So I knew that Biden wasn't all there when he ran in 2020, and it just got progressively worse. And you can't deny that. You cannot deny that he has gotten progressively worse in the demanding job that the president has.
Yes, I can.
So, really, you can deny that.
Yes, I can.
Have you listened? Did you see the cabinet meeting that he just had, the first one in over a year? I mean, he spoke the way he spoke. The way he slurs his words, the way he can't focus, and the way he immediately pivoted to Jill, which I don't understand that at all.
He was talking about an initiative that she's been working on. There's no cognitive decline there. He's
really,
he's fit to serve.
So you're denying. See, we can't have an honest conversation then, because you're completely
totally
denying.
If you can't be honest about Joe Biden and you're basing it off of selective clips, then there's no point in having an honest conversation.
It's not selective clips, man. It's selective clips. It's consecutive. By the way, it's consecutive. He can't even remember who he's bringing on next. He doesn't even remember his prime minister.
I've met the man. I've stood this close to him.
Okay, so you met him on a good day.
Oh, so now it's a good days and this and that.
Yeah, that exists, man.
I'm aware when it comes to stuff like that, but apparently every day is a good day for Joe Biden then, because if you actually listen to him speak and you look at how he engages in government, he's pretty great. And
okay, so look at him from 10 years ago to today. Is it the exact same?
You're right. People age. You look at you 10 years ago, you look different. You probably speak different.
So exact same.
You're right. People age. You look at you 10 years ago. You look different. You probably speak different.
So look at that man. So look at that man and tell me.
They found no evidence of any mental disorder, no Parkinson's,
really?
No nothing. And this report, you
so
can find on
why did they not let him run in for this election? Why did they make him step down?
He chose not to.
He just went on The View and he said, I didn't agree with what they were saying, but I stepped aside because they wanted me to. Basically, to paraphrase, that's exactly what he said. Yes.
I disagreed with the notion that there was a huge swath of people. Wait. Let's be clear about what he said. He said, I disagree with the notion that there's a huge swath of people that didn't want me to run. I disagree with that. However, I chose to step aside to pass the torch to the younger generation. That's what he said on The View. He didn't say because they made me.
Okay. Whatever. Like you.
Just, if Joe Biden,
I have personally lived through witnessing someone go. Oh, it doesn't. My personal experience doesn't matter.
Personal
it's not
experience,
valid.
Your personal experience is. Okay. I'm so sorry that you've
people.
People. I'm sorry that you've experienced people with dementia or something in your life that's terrible. Like genuinely, that's very sad. I'm sorry you've had to experience that. That's awful.
Well, it's funny because it lines up exactly with what I see with our president right now.
It does not make you qualified to diagnose somebody with a mental disorder.
Okay. All right, man. Well, how old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 21.
Yeah.
You're 21. Are you still in college?
I am.
Yeah. What are you studying?
Politics and law.
Politics and law. So I'm going to follow you for a while there, Harry, because I want to watch and see where you go.
Okay. Sounds good.
Because it doesn't seem to me. No, hold on. Let me say my parting. I'm not upset with you. I just, a little bit about my background. I served in the United States Navy.
Amazing.
I was a submariner. Yeah, that's fine. I did not get to go to college. I was a United States submariner. I have some of my own issues when it comes to serving in the military. I have some questions and some things that I didn't do correctly, but sure. I own up to those things. So, anyways, okay, so you do this for a living, right? This is something that you do. You make money off of this, correct?
Yeah. I mean, sure, yeah.
No, I mean, you do, right? I mean...
Yeah. I make money.
You make a pretty good living, right? I mean, you wouldn't be doing it if you didn't make a good living, and you weren't studying it.
I didn't make money off this for 2 years. I've been doing it for 4, so it's not really about the money.
Right, but you're making money now. I mean, you stick with something long enough, you make money off of it, right? I mean, hell, when I started driving a truck, I was only making $45,000 to $50,000 a year, and now I'm in, 6 figures. So, well above 6 figures, at least the baseline. So, I mean, you make money, right? That's something you do. You stick with it, you make money. So when you get to that threshold where you have to pay 50% of your income in taxes, you'll probably leave the Democratic Party. You're young people, or I was a Democrat when I was a liberal, I'd say, when I was younger. Not so much anymore, man. I got to pay taxes. I got to pay a lot of taxes, and I don't like it. Even though I itemize everything, I still got to pay a crap ton of taxes. So you'll figure it out one day, man. And I wish you good luck, but I don't think, I don't know. We'll see. You might be an exception, but you have a good day, man. It was nice talking to you. I hope you take care. And I'll do some more research on what you were saying, man.
Sounds good, man. All right, have a good one. I appreciate it. See you again. Yes, sir.
You take care.
Julie, thank you for the $5 for my cat's alive. I live in Ohio and wear skinny jeans. Well, apparently you're satanic now, I guess, according to the two guests ago. Katrina, thank you for the $5. As a millennial, I love skinny jeans. Some people, apparently it's offensive, I guess. Lee, thank you for the $20 saying you deserve. Lee, thank you for the $20 saying you deserve $1 million, but I'm not a millionaire. Lee, you just being here is enough for me. I appreciate you. Nicole, thank you for the $10 saying keep doing what you're doing. Sent you a message on TikTok. I will try to look at it. I get a lot of DMs of people saying very not nice things to me on TikTok, so it kind of gets lost in the sauce, you might say. Thank you, Jacqueline, for the $5 saying you're so smart and you also have pretty eyes. Thank you. They're green. Yeah, they're green. Thanks for all that you do. I appreciate that, Jacqueline. That's very kind. Thank you so much. All right, if you're Mac, by the way, I don't agree with his analysis that you make money, you leave the Democratic Party. That's ridiculous. There's a lot of people even in this chat who probably make decent money and they're in the Democratic Party, right? It's not just a weird claim to make. But Venmo, Cash App in the link in the bio if you want to support the live. Drop a follow if you haven't already. Double tap the screen. Let's try to get to 300,000 likes. And all right, if you're MAGA, let me know in the chat, and I'll bring you up, and we'll talk. See what Jay has to say. Let me join on MAGA. Let's give Jay a chance. Is he coming? There he comes. Venmo, Cash App, link in bio. Venmo, Cash App, link in bio. God, Jay, hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, how old are you?
24. How you doing?
I'm good. Why you MAGA, bro?
So I'm kind of, not super educated on all this stuff. This is gonna be my first time voting. Don't know where I'm going to be voting or who I'm going to be voting for yet, but kind of just want to see your current thoughts of what Kamala has done, if I said it right, for the last 4 years and what's going to change for the next 4 years economically.
Well, are you voting for Trump?
I'm planning on it.
So why are you planning on voting for Trump?
Just economically, when he was the president, it seemed everything was a little better. Seemed like I was making more money, making less money now. Father's making less money, just across the board from a lot of people I've heard from, just making less money now, opposed to 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
Why do you think you were making more money then and less now?
Just seemed like the economy was overall better. Like I said, I'm not super educated on all this stuff, and I'm just trying to figure out where.
Would you be surprised if I told you that Donald Trump did nothing to help the economy? He didn't make the economy better, and then you giving him credit for the better economy is unjustified?
So what did, I guess, Biden do, and what will Kamala be doing?
Yeah, so the president has legitimately very little control over the economy. The economy is more so controlled by the Federal Reserve. But in terms of what Biden has done for the economy, he's done some really great things with some really crucial investments, like the infrastructure bill he passed, the largest investment in infrastructure since Eisenhower's highway system. So a long time ago. We haven't really focused on infrastructure much in this generation, this decade, but Biden made sure to do it. And now we're investing in roads and bridges, removing every single lead pipe in America so everybody has clean drinking water, building renewable energy chargers for cars, weatherizing our electrical grids, things of that nature, right? And these not only help the community around us, but they also help the economy. A lot of these are good paying blue collar jobs, people in construction and things of that nature. Help a lot of these folks get to work. And we have 60,000 active projects all over the country in infrastructure. And that's like a huge investment. But there's also a manufacturing boom under President Biden because of investments we made in tech, specifically chips. So Biden passed the Chips and Science Act. So these like chips we have in our phones that run our phones, our computers, our dishwashers, our printers, whatever. Normally we import those chips from Asia, China specifically. Now we're making them here in the United States and creating jobs through that as well. There's a number of things I can continue, but those are a number of things of how Biden's like investing in the middle class directly and giving the middle class more opportunity to get good paying jobs.
Okay. And what do you consider as middle class? Like I just need an income range.
I don't know. I mean, I think it depends on where you live.
And let's just do, it's kind of average around all the states. So what would you consider middle class is what I want to know.
I'd say like, if we're factoring all the states, I'd probably say like $50,000 to $100,000 is middle class.
Okay. So you would consider, I can disagree with that. Do you think middle class would be 50 to 100 grand? Is that for a whole family, or is that just for a single person?
Well, I'm just saying for like a single person. I'd say for like a whole family, it depends on how many people you have in your family, but like maybe like if you have a four person family, something like 120, 130. I mean, I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing right now. I think it's 130,000 is like nothing compared to living in like Kansas, right?
Yeah, no, I'm in Pennsylvania, so I'm just trying to see, because I'm not struggling by any means, but just trying to, I don't really care who becomes a president. The only thing I care about is economics and surviving day to day. That's what I'm worried about the most. What is Kamala going to do if she becomes the next president for us middle class at that point?
So as I just mentioned, a lot of the things that Biden has done, she wants to expand upon that progress. She wants to keep investing in infrastructure, keep investing in manufacturing, bringing a lot of these jobs back here to the United States. But she also wants to continue investing in renewable energy, which is a huge sector in the United States. It's growing rapidly and produces a lot of good paying jobs. And she wants to like give the middle class a tax cut and raise taxes on the wealthy. If you make below $400,000 a year, which is either you independently as single or husband, wife, making like $200,000 a year each, then you will not have your taxes raised under a Kamala Harris administration. But if you're super wealthy, you have like $100 million net worth or more, you're going to get a tax raise and things like that. As we talked about earlier, maybe you heard this or not, she wants to raise the tax deduction for small businesses from $5,000 to $50,000 to allow more people to create small businesses, with the goal of creating 25 million small businesses in her first 4 years in office, or at least 25 million applications for small businesses, things like that.
So, all right, and then this is crazy to say. Now what? Because now doesn't it trickle down from the top? Now I feel like a big part. I mean, I'm going to have a lot of people saying a lot of shit about this in the chat. I really don't care. A big part of me feels like when the rich and the wealthy are doing better, the middle class does do better as well. I feel like right now, the wealthier... I disagree with you, because I feel like right now, the higher ups, the wealthier people are struggling to keep making the same paychecks they've been making the last 6 years. And that's why we are struggling so much.
Now, it's the complete opposite. When the middle class does well, everybody does well. It's the complete opposite. It's not when the wealthy does well, the middle class does well at all. There are plenty of countries around the world where there are super, super wealthy people, and then everybody else is really poor. You can look at China, for example, where the wealth gap is still massive. You can look at India, for example, which the caste system is outlawed, but not really outlawed. And you have like these huge, beautiful buildings in one part of the city and then slums in the other where everybody's poor. So no, I mean, there are plenty of, and even in the United States, we have like Elon Musk, who's super rich. Thank you for the blue mix. Super rich, could buy like 20 million, beach houses. And then you have people with homeless veterans, people on the street, right? So, the wealthy doing well means nothing, and it never trickles down. It never trickles down to the middle class. So what we need to do is protect middle class workers and invest in the middle class, give them an opportunity to succeed, and a lot of people do well.
Okay. And how do we know that this is going to happen? Because it seems like nothing's been getting better.
I'd say a lot of things have gotten better since COVID, right? We have more jobs now than we did even pre-COVID. GDP is soaring. Inflation is now below 3% and has been for a couple of months now. It's now 2.5%. Wages have been going up for quite some time. A lot of these are really, really great.
Okay. I mean,
so don't vote for Trump, by the way, because he lies about all of this stuff. He just lies about it.
I haven't seen it. I mean, I haven't heard it. I heard from a lot of people that I've known or know now that it hasn't gotten better. It's been getting worse. Just friends, family. So I don't know where you're seeing these people that are doing better or making more money. Do you have a job where you work outside of this and you're actually in like the job force, or are you just kind of...
So I don't think the claim is that there's not more work to be done, right? I think there's absolutely more things to get done, more work to be done, and more progress to be made. I'm not saying that the economy is perfect. I'm not saying that there doesn't need more investment in the economy, but the point is that where we are now compared to where we were when Biden entered office is radically different. We are significantly better off now than when Biden entered office. Remember, when Biden entered office, nobody was working. Unemployment was still really high. Nobody was going to school. Nobody had the vaccine. Society was still shut down practically. Now we have this booming economy, the strongest economy in the world by every single metric. And that's progress. And think about if we were able to accomplish that in 3.5 years because of the Biden administration, because of investment that they've made, along with work that's been done by the Fed, then think about where we're going to be in 4 years. And so things you might be like, things kind of like still aren't great for me. I still don't feel like I'm as well off as I was before the pandemic. Just imagine where we might be in 4 years. And I can guarantee that if Donald Trump wins, the economy is not going to get better because of him, right? He's not going to lower costs. He's not going to make your gas cheaper. He's not going to make your grocery prices cheaper. He's saying these things to appeal to you and lie to you and get your vote, but it's not actually going to happen.
Is she going to do that though? Because maybe both of them are claiming that they're going to do that, from what I'm seeing on these commercials. And
well, I think that Kamala Harris will make the proper investments in the economy that Donald Trump refuses to do. Like Donald Trump is more focused on giving the wealthy a tax cut, whereas Kamala Harris is more interested in making it actually work for more people. I mean, look, the entire reason that Donald Trump is running for president is to keep himself out of prison. And I don't think that's a good reason to vote for somebody.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. I don't really care about anything besides the economy. I mean, because whatever else is involved in it doesn't pay my bills at the end of the month. So,
well, I can tell you that Donald Trump's not going to make your life any better no matter what he says. Don't fall for false prophet, all right?
All right, man. You have a good night.
All right, man. Thanks, you too. Hey, man. Neombia, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It looks like a great name. Neombia. I'm going to hope I am. Thank you for the $5 saying, I know this must get tiring, but keep being you. It definitely does get tiring. I mean, my God, some of these folks are just tiring. It's a good way to describe it. But the fact that you're all here supporting makes it all better. Serena, thank you for the $10 saying, therapy session the truck driver apparently needed to replenish the air he sucked out of the live. Well, thank you for the Thank you for the $10, Serena. I appreciate you. And Sharon, thank you for the $50 on Venmo saying education. Sharon, I appreciate you so much. That's incredibly kind. Yo, throw some W's in the chat for Sharon. $50 is incredibly generous. She's always here supporting the live as well. What an amazing person. Truly fantastic. SF, thank you for the $5. All that yapping from the guests for what? Again, you said it, not me. $4 from Justin. Gen X for Kamala, 45-year-old liberal truck driver. Oh, we love it. Amazing. Matthew, thank you for the $100 saying, I'm your biggest fan. I love you and hope for kiss. Again, Matthew, I'm a straight white dude. I'm as generic as they come, but I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you for the $100. Throw some W's for Matthew in the chat. That's incredibly generous. $100 from Matthew. Throw some W's in the chat for Matthew. What a guy. What a guy. Very kind. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. W Matthew, W Sharon, W everybody. I appreciate you. I'm actually like really a fan of that girl's name that I couldn't pronounce. Neombia? I really hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's like, it's visually like nice. It just looks nice. Anyway, if you're MAGA, let me know in the chat. I'll bring you up. Oh, here comes that person I invited. Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Why are you MAGA?
How's it going?
It's good. How about you?
Going well.
So why are you MAGA?
I am a Mexican. My dad came here when he was 16 years old. He worked really hard to get documentation. I think it's not fair for people to come here to get, documentation like it's nothing. Like he actually had to go through a process, and it's hard.
So don't you think we should make the process easier?
People need to pay. You know what I mean? Like my dad paid. He's not getting a refund. Like yeah, what is the reason why they should be getting a free handout? That's pretty much
a handout. What are you talking about?
Yeah. That's pretty much getting a free handout if you want them to come here for free. And I feel like people need to work hard for, what they want.
But why would you?
My dad is a Mexican. I'm a Mexican. Like if a Mexican is saying that Kamala Harris is a fucking socialist and she is not doing a good job at the moment, I think that's pretty you know what? Let me tell you this. I actually got called idiot by a blonde-haired, blue-eyed person, and she's a Democrat. And I'm like, dude, you know how much harder I had to work to get to where I'm at? And you would never get it because you're white, but you're a white Democrat, which is even worse. Honestly,
what the fuck are you talking
about? Growing up, my life was hard. My life was really hard. I can imagine and so. You can't put yourself in my shoes because you're not brown or anything. I'm just saying, like, my dad had to work so much harder than other people, and now they're bringing all these Haitians and all these fucking Venezuelans here. I'm sorry for cursing, but I'm very upset about what's happening.
I understand, but what about a Mexican Democrat who says the exact opposite as you? Is their voice not valid?
I think they're just probably not legal here. I'm legal here. I was born here. I'm sorry. They probably can't even vote. But if you guys are going to be corrupt and allow people that are not legal here to vote, because it can happen.
Are you being racist against Mexicans, saying like if a Mexican is a Democrat, then they're probably not here legally? That's racist.
They're trying. Like going into a stereotype. Donald Trump is not even racist, dude.
You are being racist against other Mexicans.
I am not. I am a Mexican, and I'm proud of being Mexican.
That's great. But you are saying that if you're a Mexican and you're a Democrat, you're probably not here legally. That's racist.
People that came here illegally and they didn't have to work as hard as my father did.
I don't know why you keep bringing this back to your father.
That makes me very upset, dude. Because honestly, my dad.
All right, I understand about your dad.
Pay for all the stuff. He paid for his legal citizenship, and it's just not fair, and it's not right.
Okay, I understand.
You're getting a little hyped up over here because I'm kind of saying the truth.
You keep saying like you keep bringing it back to your father, and that's great. Like I'm glad your father was able to work hard and like create a life for himself in the United States. That's awesome. That's like what we want, right? But your father struggling doesn't mean that other people should struggle.
I struggle too, dude. I don't know what you're saying.
Great. You as a Mexican American,
I'm a Mexican American, and I'm arguing here with you.
I heard you.
That Kamala Harris is not worth.
You're not even responding. Honestly, Tara, thank you for muting her. I appreciate that. I'm normally against mods muting people, but that was a good one. That was a good call, Tara. I appreciate that. You're not even responding to my argument. You're saying your father struggled and you struggled to create a life here in the United States, and the fact that you worked through it is great. But just because you struggled doesn't mean that other people should. And it doesn't mean that other people should have a really difficult time getting into the United States to have opportunity that maybe they don't have right now. Nobody's saying that we shouldn't have a strong border. And nobody's saying that immigration reform is not needed, because it is needed. But it doesn't mean that it should be impossible to get into the country. Legal immigration is good. Now you have to figure out how to unmute herself. Let's see if it happens. By the way, there's plenty of people in the chat who are saying that they are Mexican as well, and they disagree with you. Apparently, you don't like those people. You gotta click your face and press the unmute button. You gotta unmute yourself.
Okay, are you gonna like mute me because I'm making you get upset, and I'm actually.
I didn't actually mute. Can you swipe up out of the app? The echo goes away. Oh my God! Are you just inept? Can you not? Sorry, that was mean. Can you swipe up out of the app? Swipe up, and the echo will go away.
I'm not doing anything. I feel like that's you doing that.
Swipe up. No, if the echo, you swipe up out of the app, the echo will go away. Oh my God. Oh my God. Swipe up out of the app, like leave TikTok and then come back for a second. Like literally 1 second. Swipe up and then come back. What? Okay, thank you. There you go. Okay, good. Now come back. Okay, great. Now it should be gone. We'll see. There we go.
I don't know what happened there. I didn't do anything. I am like, okay, like someone cut me off, but I'm just saying, Harry, I'm just trying to tell you what is really happening. And I honestly feel.
Can you respond to my argument, please? I said to you that you struggling and your father struggling doesn't mean that other people should struggle. Why do you keep saying, well, if my father had it this way and I had it this way, then other people shouldn't be able to have an easier time getting into the country and creating their own life and creating their own American dream? Why?
I want you to listen, and I don't want you to interrupt me, though, because you did interrupt me, and I was trying to explain it. You were speaking over me. I'm not saying that I want it to be hard for people to come here. And it's actually really sad that a blonde-haired, blue-eyed person that is a Democrat has told me that I am ignorant and I am not smart enough. I think that's pretty fucking low. I mean, I'm trying to be nice. I've always been like a pushover in my life. And honestly, like, I don't think it's like okay for people to be suffering. I really understand. I get it. But it's not okay to have people that didn't even try to apply or go through the process to get this for free. Like, it's just not okay. And I mean, I am brown. I'm very proud to be Mexican, honestly. I'm a Oaxacan Mexican. And if you interrupt me, it's because there's something like bothering you. And I get it. Some people don't like to hear the truth, but growing up for me, my life wasn't easy either. Like, as a Mexican, you're never going to be white enough for white people, right? But in the polls, like, honestly, like, I feel like it's not okay that my dad gets punched in the face because some people got let in here for free. and they didn't have to go through the process like my father did. I'm just saying there is a border at the Vatican for a reason too. I mean, is it not true that there is a border at the Vatican? Like, I'm just saying, like, if you went to like Pakistan, do you think they'll welcome you in with like hugs and, oh, you're American, welcome to Pakistan? No, the first thing they're gonna freaking do is probably tell you, get the fuck out of my land. Like, every country has a border for a reason. Every country has a border for a reason. And it's just that some people don't understand that's the reason why there are borders. Or why would you think Mexico has a border? When I go down to Mexico, they ask for my U.S. passport.
How are you still going? How are you still talking? I don't understand. You're not even. What are you arguing right now? You're not actually arguing for a policy position. If you're saying like, yeah, I want the border to be more secure, then you'd be voting for Kamala Harris, who put forward an immigration bill along with Joe Biden. You didn't want the borders to be secure. I just let you speak. I just let you speak. She and Joe Biden put forward a bipartisan immigration bill that Republicans and Democrats wrote, and Donald Trump killed the bill. Donald Trump brags about killing that bill. It would have made it harder for people to come in when it doesn't apply to them, and would have given out more work permits and green cards and visas for people who apply and go through the process, and it would have reduced the time that it takes for people to do those things. This sounds like it's a pretty good deal, no?
There is a border for a reason, Harry.
That's not. I know that there's a border for the reason. Can you respond to the policy I just put forward? Like, if you're saying you want a stronger border so people can't just walk in here, so does Kamala Harris. So then why would you be voting for Donald Trump, who killed the bill that I just described to you?
Kamala Harris is the person that's supposed to be taking care of the border right now. Is she not?
No, he's a vice president of the United States. She doesn't have authority over the border. And the Democrats tried to fix the border, tried to pass immigration reform. The Democrats, her and Joe Biden, the Democrats, I'm going to say it 3 times, the Democrats tried to solve the border, the problem that you're upset about right now, and Republicans blocked the reform. The Republicans blocked the reform that Democrats are trying to put forward. I'm trying to put this as simple as possible. So if that's the case, and these Republicans are blocking the reform that these Democrats are trying to put forward to solve the issue that you care about, then why would you vote for the Republicans who are blocking the issue that the Democrats tried to solve?
The Republicans made the wall. I mean, Trump literally paid for a wall. I'm sorry, but he was the one with the idea, not Kamala Harris. She's just kind of copying what he's saying, and that's it. Like,
there was already a wall.
I honestly feel bad for you because
you're not even responding to what I just said. I just asked you, why would you vote for Republicans when they're blocking the reform?
They're not blocking anything. I mean, right now at the moment, I honestly, let me be honest with you. I don't know what's happening at the office in the moment, but Donald Trump says he wants to keep our borders secure, and he will.
Donald Trump says a lot of things.
Oh my goodness. So does Kamala.
Kamala actually makes good on her promises. Donald Trump doesn't.
No, he has done pretty good. I mean, like, our inflation was lower back then too.
Really?
I mean,
so where is Mexico paying for the wall? Where did that happen? Where was that infrastructure bill? Where was that new healthcare plan? Because none of that happened. He said he was going to do all of that during his presidency. Not a single one of those happened. He only built 50 miles of new wall. 50, not 500, not 5,000, 50.
Well, even if Mexico didn't pay for the wall, he was still building it, and we were protected. Now we're letting all these people coming from Africa, Haiti, or whatever the heck, wherever they're coming from. Probably terrorists are coming into the country too, because of Kamala Harris is not doing her job as a border. You know, like, she was supposed to take care of the border.
The vice president doesn't have power to take care of the border. There's no constitutional
what was your position at the border? What was she supposed to do with the border?
She was assigned to study and look into the root causes of migration from triangle countries. And she did that. And she secured over $5 billion in funding from 50 different countries for these triangle countries, with the intention of building up their economies so that these folks don't feel as incentivized to come to the United States. The vice president does not have authority over the border. There's no legal or constitutional basis for that claim.
So she was supposed to study, but Biden wasn't capable of taking care of the country. So then who was in charge of the country? Well, he couldn't.
Let me reiterate.
Take care of the country. You know what I mean? Like, isn't she supposed to be the one that takes after him?
Let me reiterate. The Democrats, I've tried to say this like 5 times. The Democrats tried to pass a bill that would solve the problem, right? The president has to work with Congress to get things done. So Biden said, hey, let's get this done on the border to solve it. He introduced this bill with Republican senators and Democrats, and Republicans voted against it. Donald Trump killed the bill, said, please blame me. That's what he said. Please blame me when the bill dies. And then the bill died. So Democrats are trying to solve it. Republicans are standing in the way. I don't know why you blame Democrats for this when the Republicans are blocking the progress.
Okay, let's talk about abortion.
Okay.
There's been plenty of videos of people saying that you can't abort after a certain time. And people actually prove that wrong. People can kill a baby at 9 months. Is that okay? I don't think that's okay. Like, I get it for purposes of people like having maybe been raped, people getting maybe they have a baby that they don't want to bring onto earth if they have any like issues, I get it. But people that are just like, oh, well, I decided to fuck around and get pregnant and then they want to kill a kid. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's okay. I mean, I'm a Catholic. That's another thing too. I'm a Mexican Catholic that believes that if you knew the consequences of having a baby and you decided to mess around and then you got pregnant by accident, I think that you should be more responsible.
So when you get in a car, you recognize that there's a possibility you might die in that car. You might get into a car crash. Does that mean that people consent to getting into a car crash and dying?
We all know about that. I mean, we all know about, once if you fuck around and you get pregnant and you knew what you were doing, why didn't you protect yourself from the beginning? That's all I want to ask.
You have a remarkable ability to not answer my question. Point is that humans engage in contact all the time where there is a possible conclusion, but you don't concede, or sorry, I should say consent to every possible conclusion. Just like when you go to a restaurant, you recognize that there's a variety of things that could happen in that restaurant that are bad. It doesn't mean that you consent to them. You could get food poisoning. It doesn't mean that you consent to getting food poisoning and that you're happy and you just have to suck it up and things like that. No, not at all. So you can have intercourse with your partner, whoever it might be. It doesn't mean that you automatically are like, yeah, well, if I get pregnant, or you have to be like automatically, I got pregnant, now I have to have a kid. I don't know why you see one as consenting to other.
Because you know what you're doing. I mean, Harry, if you have education and you know that you're going to have sex, if you want to be a smart person, you use protection because you obviously don't want to have a kid and you're not ready for it.
The majority of people who get abortions have used protection.
Well, I mean, accidents do happen. I get it. But, women can take a pill and they can have a condom put on a man. You know what I mean? It's just sad that, like, once you know you're pregnant, you're going to terminate a birth at 9 months. Like, that's pretty sad.
That doesn't happen. The overwhelming majority of abortions take place in the first trimester. Less than 1%.
How do you know, though? You're not a woman. Do you have proof? Like, is there someone that you've spoken to?
Yeah, we have the data on this.
Oh, okay. Well, if you could put a video of the data that you have, that would be great.
Yeah, I got you. Also, less than 1% of abortions take place in the third trimester.
I think it's funny that some people say I'm ignorant, but they say that liberals are the people that have so much love and there's so much joy. Like, you're not listening. Wake up. I read a comment and I was like, okay, calm down. Like, I'm not ignorant. Like, I actually went to college and I have a degree and I make pretty decent money. But even at the moment, like, while Kamala and Biden have been in office, like, my life hasn't gotten any better. So I'm just saying, like, everybody that is voting for a liberal person that supposedly is making the country better, like, what happened between these 3 years that it's not getting any better? I went to San Francisco, actually, and there was a guy sitting there peeing right in front of me. Like, I was literally walking on the sidewalk.
So
I'm just saying, Kamala was the person that lived there, right? She was supposed to be something there at a point.
So man pees on sidewalk, which means Kamala bad. That's great logic.
I'm just saying.
So I have 98.7% of abortions are performed during the first 20 weeks of pregnancy. 98.7. This is according to a Mother Jones article published April 29th, 2019. There's a whole graph that talks about, and like it goes by like week. There's a whole graph. So 34% happen in the first 1 to 6 weeks. 18% take place from 6 to 8 weeks. 13% take place from 8 to 10 weeks, and so on and so forth. So less than 1% of abortions happen in the third trimester. So, and by the way, these third trimester abortions you're talking about are when women get this devastating news that their fetus is no longer viable. These are women and families and partners who have already chosen names. They've already purchased a crib. They've already decorated the child's room. and they get this devastating news that either the life of the mother is at risk or their fetus is no longer viable, and they have to make the incredibly difficult decision to get an abortion. I think women should have access to that health care. I don't think that's a bad thing if a woman utilizes that necessary health care in the 9th month or the 3rd trimester, whatever it is. By the way, it's always before the 9th month, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and Trump has the same thing. He hasn't changed anything. When in the heck did it happen that he changed something when he was in presidency? Like, literally, women were able to, if they had to have an abortion when it was an emergency, like, he never changed anything.
He appointed 3 insane, radical, Republican conservative justices to the Supreme Court, and they overturned Roe v. Wade. So now we have 1 in 3 women in this country living under a Republican abortion ban.
Okay, what states were those?
What states? We have states like Texas, Idaho, Ohio, Indiana, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, all these different states that are Republican.
Okay, well, I guess I maybe then I have to do a little more research. And I get it, like I'm a freaking human being, and I don't know everything. Like, I don't remember some of the things. Sometimes I'm getting older here. I'm not getting any younger, but when I was living during that time, I never heard anything happen where I live. And, if he really wanted to, he would have taken abortion rights everywhere, right?
That's not how that works.
Huh?
It's not how that works. He can't just take it away by snapping his fingers. But if we elect a bunch of Republicans, then they can take it away. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not their intention either. Like, really? Honestly, that's not their intention to take it all away. He even said he would pay for IVF procedures for families that couldn't have babies.
Really?
He just recently mentioned that.
Is that why Republicans have voted against bills that would protect a woman's right to IVF, protect a woman's right to contraception, and protect a woman's right to abortion? They voted against all these 3 different bills.
You got to remember that I'm also Catholic. So my religion actually prohibits us from having abortions and doing all this other stuff. So I am a very Catholic person. I may not go to church every Sunday.
And yet you vote for Trump.
Honestly, babies don't have a saying in this. You know what I mean? That's another thing.
Yeah, first of all, it's your religion. It's not everybody's religion. And second of all,
I get it.
You vote for Trump. You're saying, oh, I'm very Catholic, I'm very religious. Yet you vote for the guy who has cheated on every single one of his wives. You vote for the guy who's committed crimes, who's stolen from people, who has assaulted women and been found liable in court for it. I mean, it doesn't seem very religious-like to me to vote for somebody who does that stuff.
Yeah, but were you there to know these facts? Like, do you have the actual facts? Like, is there actual information out there that actually states that he did all these things?
Yeah, he's been found guilty or liable in court for all of these things, by a jury of his peers.
I'd like to see an article. If you could post that too, that'd be great.
For
if you could make a list of the things I'd like to see from you, and then I'd be like, okay, well, maybe I'll move to the Kamala side. You know what I mean?
What case are you talking about specifically? The assault, for example, the sexual assault?
What you just got done saying, all the stuff that you said.
Yeah. So, let me pull it up on the New York Times for you. Oh, there's a fucking paywall. One sec, there's a paywall. Or I can just show you an AP article on it. I mean, I can show you the court documents as well.
If you want, you can just send them to me through private message, and then I'll take a look. And if you really can change my mind, you know what? Maybe I'll change my vote. I mean, people are free to do what they want right now. Also, I've heard that Kamala wants to censorship a lot of stuff. Is that true or not?
No.
She literally spoke about censoring stuff on X, and when Trump and Elon Musk were having a talk, she was getting upset about it. I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, you kind of hear things, and just like you guys, you hear stuff from Trump that might not be correct, and we hear stuff from Kamala that might not be correct. But it's about having an open mind and trying to listen, and people don't like to be that way. You know what I mean? I'm trying to listen to you. I'm not talking over you.
So just read number. So this, you can see it's E. Jean Carroll as the plaintiff against Donald Trump as the defendant. Do me a favor, just read line number 2.
Yes, I read it.
Yeah. So can you read it out loud?
It says on there, number 2, Mr. Trump sexually abused Miss Carroll.
And what did the jury select?
They said yes.
Yeah. So Donald Trump was found liable by a jury of his peers for sexually assaulting Agent Carroll. Not good. You shouldn't vote for somebody who assaults women.
Well, you know what? It's honestly like I'm not voting for so like the policies, right? Can you tell me the policies for Kamala? I want to hear all the policies that she's going to bring on, like for the future. I know Trump is going to have a better secure border. He's trying to take taxes off the tips. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that I have kids. You know what I mean? Like some people don't have kids and they don't understand. I wouldn't want my son when he's 18 to be drafted into a war if they were to happen. When Trump was in presidency, I don't recall him having any wars. I mean, maybe there's something. Is there something that there was happening during that time that I'm not aware?
In war under Donald Trump. We got attacked by Iran under Donald Trump. We were still in Afghanistan under Donald Trump. More American soldiers died abroad under Donald Trump than they did Joe Biden. We were still very much in war under Donald Trump.
So what war was that?
For example, Afghanistan.
That was during that wasn't that like during for 9/11 and stuff? Wasn't that part of like Obama when George Bush was in office and that carried on and stuff, or what was that?
Yeah, so the war had been going on since the early 2000s. Donald Trump had 4 years to end the war. He didn't, but Joe Biden did.
Wait, so Trump started a war during that time, and Joe Biden. No. Okay, can you explain?
So when the Afghanistan war started in the early 2000s, when and it started under Bush, then inherited by Obama, then inherited by Trump, and inherited by Biden. Trump had 4 years to end it. He didn't. Joe Biden did end it.
Okay, so Trump didn't end it, but during that time, didn't Biden leave like a bunch of U.S. military stuff at the country that now they're using against us?
No, that's not true. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff that was appointed by Donald Trump, his name is Mark Milley. He testified under oath in front of Congress that no American military equipment was left behind. And also this was included in a report by the Pentagon and the Department of Defense and the Inspector General of the United States that we didn't leave American equipment behind. You can also look this up. This is fact checked as well.
Okay. What do you think about flag burning? I honestly, if people went to let me just say this quick. If people went to Mexico and they burned a flag, they'd go to jail. I know exactly, and I mean, I just think we have a lot of freedoms here, right? The U.S., if you burn a flag, they won't give you they won't hold you accountable for that, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay? I mean, what do you think about that?
I think that people should be able to burn the American flag if they want to. I think it's protected speech and freedom of speech. It's covered by the First Amendment. Would I burn an American flag? No, I don't think that's right. I would not burn an American flag. I love America. That's why I'm involved in politics. But I think it's freedom of speech. You know who said people should go to jail for burning the American flag?
Who?
Donald Trump.
Oh, okay. Well,
he said that he would impose a fine
or
jail people for a year.
You know, that there should be a fee to be held responsible. Like, if you really want to burn the American flag, then why are you in this country, right? Like, I feel like that's the case. I feel like it's disrespectful. I mean, why don't you move to the country you support instead of staying here?
There's plenty of things that are disrespectful, but it doesn't mean it's illegal. So I think that people should have the ability
that's where the freedom comes, right? Like, we have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of a bunch of stuff. Where China, it's a socialist country. If they do anything like that, they'll probably go to jail or something. Or North Korea. Like, North Korea it's communism, you know?
So exactly. So these countries are very oppressive, and they would take action against one of their citizens who burned their flag. So why would you support Donald Trump, who has that same policy?
I just feel like people should be held accountable, though. Like, if you're gonna burn an American flag, like, I feel like you should at least pay a fee for it, because it's not okay. Like, it's just very disrespectful.
Wait, what?
In my eyes. Like, if someone were to burn, like I said, I'm Mexican, and if you are being a liberal and you're being a hypocrite and you're saying, no, go back to Mexico. Like, I'm reading the comments. It's not for you, Harry. I'm just saying, like, if you're being a liberal, you're being a hypocrite, because you're like, Oh, well, then go back to Mexico. You're being racist, honestly. Like, I'm just reading some of the comments that people...
And that's wrong. Nobody should say that to you. That's wrong. Nobody should say that to you. That's wrong. That's totally wrong. I'm totally against that, unequivocally. But just to be clear here, you're condemning these very oppressive countries for having laws against freedom of expression and freedom of speech, including burning a flag. And then you're endorsing Donald Trump's policy that would take action against people for burning a flag. It's just freedom of speech. Uh-oh. Did we lose her? Oh no. You know, I'm gonna go with we lost her, so I can not do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. To be quite frank, I'm not sure that's a. So it sounds all that fun to me. That was crazy, bro. I mean, my God, dude. Stephanie, thank you for the $25 saying buy yourself some skinny jeans. It's like a running joke now. That guy was offended by skinny jeans. Crazy, man. Elise, thank you for the $3 saying wish I had more to give, but I just wanted to say you're truly an awesome person for what you're doing. My B-day's on November 5th. Been scared because I want Kamala to win. Have a few questions about the election. So if I'm able to DM, my username is Mr. Milo Muggins. Is that your dog? I like that. And look, don't worry about, not the sum. It's like, I just appreciate you being here, whether it's $3 or $0. Like the fact that you're just watching means a lot to me. So I appreciate you being here. Just thank you, man. And for sure, I'll try to answer whatever questions I can about the election. Serena, thank you for the $5 again, saying guess is drunk. Please kick her. Possibly, to be honest. Thank you for the cap, Aaron. Appreciate you. Jason, JW, saying for dealing with idiots daily. Thank you for the $25, man. I appreciate that. And Lee, thank you for the $10 saying Tortuga is causing us to lose brain cells. Her embarrassment, please. Yeah. That was her username. Yeah, that was a rough conversation. Anyway, if you're MAGA, let me know in the chat. I'll bring you up and we can talk, and you can tell me why you're supporting Donald Trump. Makes absolutely no sense. And if you haven't already, drop a follow and double tap the screen, and we'll talk. Let's bring up this guy. This guy's keeps spamming MAGA in the chat. Let's give him a shot. Hello, bro. How old are you?
Man, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, so I'm voting for Trump, 100%.
Why?
And the main reason is because of the border crisis, 100%. That's the main reason.
Can I just ask you how? So, what state are you voting in?
California.
How does undocumented migration directly impact you?
Well, I live by not too far from the border, but breast cancer doesn't directly affect me either, but I still care about it. And what I see is my people in inner cities being affected by it as well.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they're going to inner cities and they're taking resources, closing schools, reopening schools that were closed previously. People are getting pushed to the back of the line, that were in line for low income housing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So you describe this maybe as an issue of national security?
It could be as well, because I know the crime has gone up, especially in New York City and in
okay, well, that's not
Illinois.
True.
No, that is true.
No, the crime is down year over year in New York City.
No, it's not. If you look up New York Post and New York Times, which you just put up, 90% of the arrests, I believe in Manhattan, I believe it's Manhattan. I pulled it up today, are by immigrants, by illegal immigrants, sir. So you can just say no.
But that's actually not true. We have the government in New York City, like the Manhattan government, or like the mayor's office, publishes this data all the time, and it shows that crime has gone down. I'll read it right from the NYC.gov website. Overall index crime across New York City dropped another 4.9% in the month of April compared to the same month last year, as major crimes in the nation's largest subway system plummeted another 23%.
Okay, so what you're doing, and you're not being honest. You're very smart. You're very good. You should be a politician when you get older. You know damn well, and I know as well, that these especially Democrat cities, aren't reporting the crime to the FBI like they should. You know they're not.
That's not true.
No, that is true.
No, there was 1 year.
You know it, and I know it is true.
No, that's not true. There was 1 year where certain crime from certain cities was not reported to the FBI, but that was 1 year out of the past 4.
It wasn't. It's every year, sir.
It's not true.
And they're doing it on purpose, especially with the immigrants, because it makes this administration look bad. This was a problem that the Democrats created on day one. Let me give you a timeline. You already know this already, but you're going to tell your people something different. On day one of Donald Trump's administration, he signed executive orders tightening restrictions at the border, which led to the lowest number of people crossing the border in 15 years. A year away from this last election, the AOC went up and testified in front of Congress on how inhumane those policies were at the time. A year later, Joe Biden signed over 100 executive orders loosening restrictions at the border.
Can you name one?
For 3, look at you. You know it already, Harry.
Can you name one?
You're smart. You're smart. One of the executive orders was allowing people from Venezuela over. Another one was not to take DNA testing anymore. Another one was loosening asylum restrictions. They did all of this purposely. You know this already, but you're telling your audience something different.
Wait. Go back. Can you name like one executive order that Biden signed that loosened border restrictions?
You know them all.
In a major way?
I'll pull them up for you. Okay.
Can you? I'm just asking you to name one. Can you name one?
No, I don't know
exactly.
Know them by
so why
numbers.
are you setting a bunch of executive orders that you can't?
Sir,
that you can't take
on day one. On day one, he signed over 100 executive orders loosening restrictions at the border.
And what did they do?
People from Venezuela, the people from Haiti, etc. They weren't even allowed to come over here. Joe Biden made it. Yeah, that is.
It's not true. Humanitarian parole has been a thing since the 1990s. Haitians were added to it in 2010. That continued under the Trump presidency.
No, he didn't.
Yes, it did.
Donald Trump restricted the people from Venezuela, North Korea, and Haiti from coming over here with his executive orders.
I'm talking about humanitarian parole.
I'm talking about the executive orders that both the presidents
What executive order are you talking about? For Trump, what executive order did Trump sign that restricted Haitians, and what did Biden sign?
I'm going to pull up his executive order. You know it already because you've done your research on it.
Go for it.
You know him already.
Go for him. Go pull it up.
Executive orders, day one, Trump administration. Immigration.
By the way, I have an article in front of me talking about how New York did report their crime. It's from Axios. New data shows violent crime dropping sharply in major U.S. cities. Published August 12, 2024.
Axios. New data shows violent crime dropping sharply in
major U.S. cities. Published August 12, 2024. New data shows violent crime dropping. Yeah. You got to swipe out. There you go.
Got it.
There you go. Got it.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait. All right, wait. The echo's still there. Hold on. Let's give you another. Yeah. Good swipe out, and then let me try to unmute you now.
Good now?
I think so. All right.
Okay. So this was January 29th, 2017. It's a list of orders. Okay. We can go I can pull up from whitehouse.gov, but this is a list of executive orders he wrote, and which led to the lowest number of people coming over here in 15 years. Okay. So let me see if I can pull up the executive order, which limited people from Haiti, Venezuela, and about 4 other countries from coming over here. Increased ICE agents, executive order on refugees, suspension of visas to certain countries and extreme vetting. There we go. Look at there. 3 executive orders. Iran, Iraq, Sudan, Syria, Libya, Somalia,
That's what we
Yemen.
call the Muslim ban.
I don't care what it was called, but I was not lying. I'm telling you.
I know. You're talking about the Muslim ban.
Okay. So wait a minute. Hold on. I can keep going with this because it's a lot. It's a lot, sir. It's a lot. And this
you just endorsed the Muslim ban. It like targeted for the most part predominantly Muslim countries.
The point is that I did not lie about this, but you tried to mislead your followers.
You cited the Muslim ban.
Okay, no, it wasn't the Muslim. It was
the
countries
one you just read is the Muslim ban.
Right. Okay, so I listed countries. There were also Venezuela was also on this list, sir. Venezuela and North Korea were all also on this list.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disputing that Donald Trump made it harder for people to come from these countries legally, which is crazy. I don't know why you would do that. I'm not disputing that, but my point is that to tie Biden to the crisis that's happening at the border is nonsense. There's no actual connection there. And any of these executive orders saying, oh, he signed 100 executive orders that changed the laws that automatically led to it. You'd actually have to tie an overturning of an executive order to the data, and you simply can't.
So would you like me to pull up Biden's executive order he wrote on day one?
Sure.
Okay. You can do that as well.
Because again, all you cited there was the Muslim ban.
Okay, no, I didn't. It was a come on, Harry. It was a lot.
The one you just paused and went, yeah, look at that. That was the Muslim ban.
Okay, so it was suspension of U.S. refugee program, suspension of visas to certain countries, and extreme vetting, executive order on refugees. It was a lot of them, man. Increased ICE agents. It was all executive orders written by Trump. There was reverse. Now,
wait. You have to cite unique executive orders to Trump that would have stopped immigration. Like Joe Biden has funded Border Patrol and ICE and things like that.
No. He stopped a lot of the funding.
That's not true.
They tried to get rid of ICE.
That's not true. What are you talking about?
Kamala Harris called ICE the
No. We're talking about Joe Biden. During the Biden administration, they did not try to get rid of ICE. And during the Biden administration, they have funded Border Patrol. And during the Biden administration, first of all, the idea that a president has the ability via just executive order to comprehensively curb migration is lunacy. The president doesn't have that much power in their own pen. And that's a good thing.
Sir, you're completely wrong, and you know it already. Again,
wow. I mean, I think you just have a misunderstanding of how the federal government works.
Here are President Biden's executive orders. Day one again, February 2nd, 2021. It's a long list of them. Center of Migration Studies. These were all policies, and you guys can look this up on Center for Migration Studies. Okay, I've read this extensively. Okay, these are all executive orders, and we can go down the list. All executive orders loosening restrictions at the border to let these people come, ending discrimination. Proclamation on ending discriminatory bans on entry into the United States.
The Muslim ban, yeah.
Proclamation on ending discriminatory bans on entry into the United States.
Yeah, ending the Muslim ban. Yeah.
Executive order on revision of civil immigration enforcement policy priorities. Preserving and fortifying deferred action for childhood arrivals.
Yeah, DACA. Are you against DACA?
Proclamation.
Wait. Are you against DACA?
Proclamation. No, I'm not against DACA.
So then why are you citing? Why are you mad at Joe Biden for protecting DACA?
Well, here's the thing. If you have kids, they have brought over 450,000 kids over here in the last 3 years, sir. We're not a daycare. Okay, we're not a daycare. So
DACA just simply protects kids who don't know any better from being deported.
They should not be here in the first place, Harry.
So you're against DACA now?
No. If you were already here prior to Joe Biden's immigration surge, absolutely. I don't have a problem with you staying here. But when you have 12 to 15 million people that have come over here in the last 3 years,
where'd you get that number from? See, you're very loose on the facts. That's why I'm quizzing you right now and asking all these questions because you're not actually citing any comprehensive immigration reform from Donald Trump. By the way, all these executive orders you're talking about, if they were so strong and so powerful, then why did apprehensions at the border double between 2018 and 2019 under Donald Trump?
That was right before COVID, right? That was right before COVID, right?
Yeah, between 2018 and 2019. Yes, that was before COVID.
Right.
So if these executive orders were so strong and powerful, and Donald Trump could just simply sign the immigration problem away with his pen, then why did apprehensions at the border double between 2018 and 2019? And why did Donald Trump also call for comprehensive immigration reform in 2018 himself? If he could just solve it with his pen.
Okay, so what happened? He tried to write a bill, but the Democrats and Republicans said it was too harsh, so the bill did not pass. So he wrote executive order. Okay. Now, you're not going to keep people from coming over here with executive order, with bills. People are still going to, let me finish. People are still going to.
Yeah, okay. Right. So exactly. So executive orders are pretty weak. And the things that you just described, a lot of the executive orders, a lot of the executive orders that you just described that Donald Trump signed or Biden signed are technicalities. They're not powerful. Executive orders are not powerful for a reason.
So if
you're completely misguided in the view that Joe Biden or Donald Trump themselves could alter immigration with their pen only.
Right. So if they're not powerful, like you said, why did Joe Biden write an executive order rolling back his executive orders he did on day one in June, which has led to the lowest number of people coming over the border in 3 years? Right now, we have the lowest number of people coming over in 3 years because of Joe Biden's executive order he wrote in June.
Overturning other presidents' executive order is well within the power of the president.
No, he overturned his own executive order. That's what he did.
Joe Biden theoretically could, with his own power, overturn his own executive order. But what own executive order are you referencing?
That's exactly what he did. If you look at the border crossings over the last 3 months, it's the lowest number of border crossings in the last 4 years.
But here's the thing that you're being dishonest about, that it's just Biden policy that has changed all of this, that Biden policy has led to more people coming to the border. The claim that Biden policy has led more people to actually get up and try to come to the United States is lunacy. More people coming to the United States, be quiet. More people coming to the United States has nothing to do with domestic policy. It has everything to do with things happening outside of our country. So with COVID, forcing people out of their hometowns, destroying local economies and sending people to other places to try to find work and economic opportunity, that's what caused an increase in migration. It had nothing to do with Joe Biden's policies. And the idea that you're trying to make the argument that executive orders, which are weak as fuck, have that great of an influence that would have caused more people coming to the border than ever, and your claim, is utter nonsense. And countries specifically like Venezuela, there's been a lot of political conflict in the past 5-10 years. Thus, more people are coming over from Venezuela than they were previously. That happened under Obama, happened under Trump, and is happening under Biden. Now, if you're so concerned about all of this, you wouldn't be talking about executive orders, which I hope you can recognize as a weak argument. Instead, you would be talking about the bipartisan border bill that Donald Trump killed and brags about killing.
Okay. So here's the thing. May I retort? Thank you. For 3 years, the Biden administration denied, and the border czar, which she was.
She's not.
Okay, I know you're going to try to deny it now because she's running for president and she did
what's the constitutional authority that the vice president has over the border?
Let me finish because I'm addressing what you said about.
I'm just curious what the constitutional authority is that the VP has over the border.
Let me finish, and we can get into that. But let me finish this because you've been saying about the comprehensive border bill, the bipartisan. You said this a lot. And what you failed to mention is the Democrats denied there was a crisis at the border for 3 years. They denied it. Okay. And then on election year, they tried to write a bill. Okay. And it didn't pass. And Donald Trump said, don't pass it. For 3 years, you denied it. Now on election year, you're going to try to fix it. Hell no. I'm going to run on it. And rightfully so. So you guys tried to play politics for 3 years, and they met, and Donald Trump checkmated your ass and say, you want to play politics? I'm going to play politics on you as well.
Crazy.
This is a border that you broke purposely, that I tried to fix, but you broke purposely. Now in election year, you want to play politics and try to fix it. No, you're going to run on it till November. Period. Now, as for what you said about Kamala Harris, she signed. This was a woman that there was the tie-breaking vote in over 33 bills. It's a record for a vice president. It's a record for a vice president. Now, if you look at Kamala Harris's Twitter page right now, she's bragging about giving student loan forgiveness in her administration. It sure is funny. She wants to take credit for everything good that happened under the Biden administration. But when it comes to being appointed the border czar, which MSNBC, CNN, WhiteHouse.gov confirms, you want to run from that.
Okay, so I asked a simple question. What's the constitutional authority granted by the Constitution to the vice president to control the border? Where's that listed in the Constitution?
It's not. But when the president gives you direct
right? So you
orders,
can't just make up powers, right?
So when,
and the president can't make the VP in charge of the border.
It's on WhiteHouse.gov, sir.
It's not.
He actually.
Nope. No, Tara, it's fine. You don't have to mute him. It's fine. Just let it go. Let it go. I appreciate the thought, though, but it's okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
She said he actually said she speaks for me. This was out Joe Biden's own mouth. He said the vice president speaks for me, and this was pertaining to the border.
No, 100%. Wait. That doesn't change anything. That doesn't give her constitutional authority over the border. So Joe Biden being like, yeah, so the vice president is a spokesperson for the administration does not mean that Kamala Harris has actual authority over the border to take actions on the border. Now, you have a fundamental misunderstanding of the presidency and the power of the presidency. You would know that even if she did have authority over the border, no comprehensive immigration reform happens through the vice president or the president alone. It has to go through Congress, which is why Donald Trump himself in 2018 called for comprehensive immigration reform. Now, Joe Biden introduced an immigration bill on day one of his presidency called the U.S. Citizenships Act of 2021. So the idea that they've been waiting for 3.5 years to pass immigration reform is nonsense. That bill was waiting there in Congress. Republicans refused to take it up, refused to work with Joe Biden on immigration. And you also said that they waited till an election year to bring it up. Wrong. That bill was introduced in 2023. And even if it was introduced in election years, let's say it was introduced yesterday, wouldn't you be in favor of solving an issue that's hurting the United States right now, regardless of the politics? Can't you put the country first and put the politics second?
Okay, may I retort?
Yes.
Okay, so number one, the border bill that he introduced pretty much opened the door and let everybody in. I read the bill. Okay, and this is what the Democrats do. You want everybody in here to take Americans' resources, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is what you want. You think we've disenfranchised other countries, et cetera. You want everybody over here, basically, so that you can replace voices. Right now, the Democrats do not listen to the black voice at all. If they do what they're trying to do, bring these immigrants in and turn them into citizens and turn these people into voters, right now they don't listen to the black voice at all. The Democrats will never listen to the black voice if they know they can get the immigrant vote.
Our nominee for president is black.
Yeah. What does that have to do with anything? And please don't go there about talking. What does that have to do with anything? You're saying the Democrats don't listen to black voices? I said,
our nominee for president is black.
Our black voters. All black folk ain't kinfolk, brother. I don't care.
No, I'm saying the idea that Democrats don't listen to black vote. Kamala Harris is a black voter. She votes.
Hell, if they did, we would have reparations years ago, sir. They don't listen to us. Why are the people in Flint, Michigan?
Are you in favor of reparations?
Right. So why are the people in Flint, Michigan still waiting for their tainted water money? They don't listen to us.
Flint, Michigan water has been solved.
Sir, they passed they had a settlement for these people to get $650 million 2 years ago, and they still haven't gotten their money. This is what
is that is that a lawsuit or something?
Yes, look it up.
Yes, it's probably because it's working. It's probably because it's working through its appeals. I don't even know what civil case you're talking about. But it's probably
appeal. See,
what are you talking about? Let's look it up. Let's find out.
You should know this already.
Let's look it up. Let's
look up Flint, Michigan water crisis settlement. $650 million. The people still haven't got paid as of 2 years ago. And this is what they do to our community. They gaslight, they hit us with the banana in the tailpipe with broken promises, decade after decade, year after year, month after month, and we're sick of it.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm reading it right now. It's been... Yeah, so lawyers working the settlement, which totals more than 6, have sent letters to thousands of people who file claims, but still need to submit more information to qualify.
Right, yeah.
So more people that you're talking about, they need to submit information to actually qualify for the settlement.
Right. Just like they're studying reparations. Dude, I'm 48 years old.
I'm reading you the data. You're angry. First of all, you're angry. First of all, settlements. First of all, settlements in legal cases can take years to pay out for a variety of reasons, whether it be actual delays in legal cases, whether it be appeals or something like that, and especially in civil cases when it comes to distributing money to people in a certain city, that can take a really, really long time because you actually have to go through delays, you have to go through appeals, and then people have to submit information to get the funding. So you're like, wow, it's been 2 years. Why haven't people gotten settlements? E. Jean Carroll hasn't gotten a dime from Donald Trump. She won her civil case against him.
Right.
Donald Trump hasn't paid the state of New York a dime of his business fraud verdict yet because it's working its way through delays and appeals. This is how every legal case works, and you freaking out over it and trying to attack Democrats for this, for a delay that is not political, is nonsense. And by the way, it has no connection to the argument I was making.
Right. Okay. So they signed a reparation bill for the Jewish community in New York back in January. They got their money. See, we're always last. The people from all these other countries that have come over here, they're getting pushed to the line. They're getting their money. They're getting their housing. They're getting their daycare. They're getting their health care. They're getting their schools. We don't get it. We give these people 96 and 94% of our vote every 4 years. And then I see people like you get on TikTok and gaslight for the Democrat community. All we've gotten is bells and whistles and bullshit from the Democrat community. That's all we've gotten. Okay, and I see it, and we're seeing it right now in the inner cities. These people are getting pushed to the back of the bus, the back of the line, and giving immigrants priority, sir. This is what's happening with us. I don't know how you can deny this shit and advocate for these immigrants coming over, taking our resources in our cities.
Give me an example of federal policy that is putting immigrants before American citizens.
What do you mean?
Give me an example of federal policy that's controlled by Biden that is putting immigrants before native-born American citizens.
So what the federal policy did, and you keep denying it, they opened the door for these people to come over. They have federal money that they give to these sanctuary cities. So the federal government doesn't give money to these migrants directly. They give it to the states and they give it to the cities.
Wait. They give money to these cities so these cities can run.
Again, sir, they give money to these sanctuary cities so they can take care of these immigrants. Texas is out of money. This is why they started Operation Lone Star. Operation Lone Star is more money to give to the migrants because federal money has run out in Texas. This is what they're doing.
You know who asked for more money?
I'm sorry.
Joe Biden. He asked for more money as part of the immigration bill that you're slamming right now, that again was written by Republicans, including more federal funding for states and cities that are struggling with it.
He didn't need an immigration bill. All he had to do was reverse the executive
Donald
orders
Trump himself called for comprehensive immigration reform in 2018.
Again,
so you're saying that Donald Trump also didn't need an immigration bill?
No, what he did, he tried the bill.
It's crazy,
I'm answering you. Go
ahead.
He wrote the bill. He got the bill written, and Democrats and Republicans said that bill was too harsh. So he wrote executive order. This is what Donald Trump did. Okay. And even then, the Democrats said it was too harsh. The AOC testified in front of Congress and said these immigration policies by Donald Trump are too harsh.
Yeah. Exactly. And they're right, by the way. Family separation.
Don't come. Stay home.
Okay, so when a mother and a father and their family is being targeted by gangs and they want to get their kids out of that situation to a safer situation, they're left with no choice but go to the United States. They're trying to create a better life for themselves. Your argument to them is don't come. And instead, if they do come, then their children that they're trying to protect get ripped out of their arms. And many of these kids have still not been reunited with their parents. The Biden administration is still working on that. That's your policy. So you want to talk about inhumane policy? That's what we're talking about. Okay. Again, you have a fundamental misunderstanding of how the federal government works. You think in your heart of heart that immigration can be controlled by the president, their pen themselves. I don't know how many times I have to say that to you. It's not the case. And you know how we know it's the case and how your side agrees it's not the case? Donald Trump himself called for Congress to pass an immigration bill. He wouldn't need to call on Congress to do that if he could just sign it away with his own pen via an executive order.
Okay, so you brought up asylum. So you brought up the woman.
I brought up family separation.
Okay, so wait, you brought up the woman and child are scared that something may happen to them. Their life is threatened in their city. Okay, so we know now 87% of asylum cases have been denied because people lied on their application. What Joe Biden did with executive order was loosening restrictions on asylum to make it easier for people to pass the asylum process. So now you don't see people.
What executive order is that?
It's the same as. But Harry,
go find
you're
it.
a very smart kid, bro.
Go find it.
All of this.
Go find it.
What you do is you pander to your
find it. Go find it. What executive order are you talking about?
I pulled up the executive orders for you,
Go find it.
It's all in there.
Go find it.
Every one of them is in there.
Go find it. Go find it.
Harry,
Stop complaining about. Stop complaining about. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Stop complaining.
I'm
stop
cooking your ass, and you can't.
No, stop complaining. Stop complaining. Go find the executive order. Thank you, Kyle, for the subscription. I appreciate you. Stop complaining.
I pulled up all the executive orders.
Then you have no problem with finding Joe Biden's specific executive order on asylum.
It's 100 of them. We would be here all night pulling up those executive orders.
You said that Joe Biden weakened restrictions on asylum. I just want to know. Let's go find it. Go find it. Wait. Go find the executive order and why. Why?
Right. No, hold on. It's no why he did it.
Yeah, what is why?
You already know he did it.
No, it is why.
Because you read, but you come on these panels and you pander and lie.
You are straight up lying in this entire conversation. You are trying to convince people that the president of the United States can comprehensively reform immigration via the stroke of a pen without Congress. You have no idea the federal government works.
Right. I know. I don't know. I don't know how the federal government works. I know.
I can tell that you don't know how the federal government works.
I know. Everything I said was 100% facts. 100% facts.
No, it's not. Because Donald Trump, the guy that you're voting for, that you're enthusiastically voting for, disagrees with you. He himself called for comprehensive immigration reform in 2018. So, wait, I thought he could just sign it away with a pen.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? And I've noticed this on Google. So, and I have it saved on my other phone. And when I pull up something on the Joe Biden administration, border, asylum, etc., the only articles that come up are for 2024. They're actually scraping this shit. I've noticed this shit about 2 months ago.
Yeah. Of course, Google's rigging it for sure.
Why did I pull up Joe Biden asylum executive order? And every article I pull up is from August, June 2024. Nothing
Google
from
does most recent. Google does most recent. That's the case with anything. If you look up Giants football game, you're going to get the game that happened tonight, not the game that happened 3 years ago.
It's just like what you guys said with border crime and it's a fear mongering to think immigrants are coming over here not doing crime, and we see it with our own eyes. Just like when I go,
your own eyes are not data. Your own eyes are not data. You say I see with my own. First of all, please continue to try to look for that executive order, numbnuts. Second of all, your eyes are not data. We have data. We have data and multiple studies showing that if you're an undocumented migrant, you are significantly less likely to commit crime.
That is a study from 4 or 5 years ago, not with this recent.
And what data do you have to? What data? Because crime is collapsing all across the United States. We have FBI data on this. Whether you'd like to deny it or not, crime is collapsing. And you're saying that all these undocumented migrants are coming in and committing crime. Where's the data for this?
Look on your CBC website.
Where is it? Where's the data?
California Border Patrol website. Look it up.
Yeah,
you see the crime.
They don't track crime.
Yes, they do track crime.
No, they
talking about.
For fuck's
Look on CBC. Now watch me pull it up and prove your ass wrong.
Wait, you said CBC?
Hold on.
Wait, there's a difference. Are you saying CDC or CBC?
CBC.
Okay, go pull it up.
Yeah, CBC.
Go pull it up.
Hold on.
You talking about the Congressional Black Caucus?
No, what are you talking about? No.
Well, that's what CBC stands for.
No, it's CBC. It's I believe it's California. Border Patrol. I think it's CBC. Hold on. I may be mistaken, but I think it's CBC.
Yeah, wait, what are you talking? What are you talking about?
I think it's CBC. Hold on.
I don't think it's CBC because I don't think that's
What's
what it is.
Whatever the Border Patrol. Maybe I got it wrong. Border Patrol website. And maybe CDC, but I don't know. Hold on. Website.
You talking about CBP?
Yeah, CBP. I'm sorry, CBP. CBP. Oh, okay, I got a letter wrong, Harry. Thanks. Throw me off.
You've gotten a lot wrong. You've gotten a lot wrong.
No, everything I said was right except that.
Wrong.
Okay.
Wrong.
Okay, so it's CBP. Yeah, CBP.
And I'm still waiting for that executive order that Joe Biden signed, by the way.
Okay, but we're going all over the map. We keep talking about one thing and we go to this and we go to that.
Well, focus on the executive order first.
Let me bring up the crime statistics first.
Focus on the executive order first.
Okay, all right. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Where is that? So I pulled it up quite a few times. Come on, pull up. These are 4s. Shit. I screenshotted it too as well. Hold on. Damn, I can't find it. CBP border.
Because it doesn't exist.
No, it does. It does. Crime. Hold on. Crime. There we go. Crime rate.
No, okay. We're talking about crime? Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Harry.
There you go. Go. I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about the executive order, but we'll talk about the crime.
Right. Here it is, Harry.
All right, what do we got?
Here it is right here, Harry.
What do we got? Yeah, but wait, I'm asking for an increase in crime and shows that crime.
I'm going to show you, sir.
Wait. I'm asking for, first of all, my argument to you is that undocumented migrants commit less crime than native-born Americans, right?
Right. I got you, Harry. Okay, so this is 2017.
Yeah.
This is just non-citizen arrests. 8,500.
Wait. Arrests are not convictions.
Of course, look, you're right, because of course this Biden administration, they don't convict anyone. This is what the whole progressive policies are. You don't.
That's such shit. What's your? That's such shit. That's such shit. You cannot cite arrests. That's such shit. That's such shit. That's such shit. Wait, because we just agreed, or at least I agree, that arrests don't equal conviction. So saying oh, this person got arrested does not mean that they're guilty. It doesn't mean that they actually committed a crime. It doesn't also mean that there's an increase in crime. For example, if you over-police a neighborhood, more people might be arrested. It doesn't mean that that neighborhood is committing more crime than another neighborhood right down the road, right? So you saying arrests of people means nothing in terms of actually if they committed that crime. Do you agree?
Okay, so right at the bottom, if I scroll down, put me on the big screen again. What we got? Oh, convictions, Harry.
Yeah. And then compare that to native-born American citizens, and then account for per capita.
You said
and then account for per capita.
You said it did not go up. I'm showing you.
No, that's not my. Wait. That's not my fucking claim. That's not my claim. You are strawmanning the hell out of my argument. My argument has always been from the beginning. Wait. Just listen for a second, because for some reason this is something that you're not comprehending. My argument from the get-go was that undocumented migrants commit less crime than native-born American citizens, right? There might be more instances of crime being committed by undocumented migrants given an influx of undocumented migrants in recent years, but that doesn't change the fact that undocumented migrants commit less crime than native-born Americans. Would you agree with that or not? What's the logic?
Harry,
what's the logical failing there?
300 million of us, Harry. Of course they're going to commit less crime.
It's per capita. Okay, so it accounts for population.
Right. So per capita, you were probably right God. 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Wait. No. Don't give me probably right. If you have data to the opposite, please present it.
I'm pulling it up for you, Harry. If you just let me finish, sir. So what we've seen, dramatic increase. Dramatic. Okay, you see what's going on? Illegal entry, re-entry, homicide, manslaughter. Dramatic increase. Okay.
Where is this for? What is this data applying to? What location?
This is all over, sir.
Everything all over. This is data that applies to all over the country.
It's actually more than this, because again, they don't report all the crime, Harry. They don't.
And that's the same thing. But that's the same thing with native-born American citizens. Not every crime is committed. So let's just start there. Go to assault. So you're saying this is taking place all over the country?
Yes, this is assault all over the country.
And what is that? In 2024, we have 981.
So 2024 year to date
991.
Yes.
991. Go back to 2017.
2023, 2022. Look at this, Harry.
So in 2017 we had 692 across the entire country. Now in 2024 we have 992. That is if that's the entire country, that is 300 more of whatever that specific data set is across every single state.
Harry,
that is not a dramatic increase in crime.
Harry. It's September.
And again, this doesn't change the fact that undocumented migrants are still significantly less likely to commit crime.
It does, Harry. You do not insert crime invite crime into your country. Whatever your son does, whatever your family does, I can live with that. It's bad.
You're literally just arguing in favor of zero immigration. Because then obviously, if we have immigrants, there's going to be obviously anybody that's logical will conclude that if we just have immigrants generally, we're going to have some immigrants commit crime. But then your argument would be, well, if one immigrant commits crime, no immigrant should come in. And that's a ridiculous argument.
What I'm arguing against, Harry, I'm not against immigration. I'm not even, prior to this Joe Biden immigration surge, I wasn't even against illegal immigration because the people came in at a gradual pace. They didn't kick up dust. They weren't bothering anybody. What's happened in this last 3 years isn't sustainable. They guesstimate, these are the guesstimates, okay? Between 15 million people have come over here in the last 3 years. If you do a quick Google search right now, you would see we only have 8 million jobs available. Unfortunately, these jobs aren't working in the field. These jobs aren't picking strawberries. These jobs that we need to fill aren't hotel workers. These are jobs where you need skill and education. You need to know English, et cetera, et cetera. So what we have is an influx of people in here that we can't take care of, that we can't give.
Wait, did you say 21 million?
I'm sorry?
You just say 21 million?
No, I said guesstimate between 8 and 12, 13. That's the guesstimate from Democrats.
That's not a factual number.
That's the guesstimate from Democrats.
That's your guesstimate that you're just making up on the spot.
No, sir. This is what. But let me tell you something, Harry. I love politics, sir. I do, and I've been following politics.
I'm sure.
I've been following politics since I was 10 years old.
That's
so
awesome.
You picked the wrong guy to try to railroad tonight. You
really? Because so far you've said literally nothing of truth. You just made up a number. You just made up a number.
I said the guesstimate because you hear different
Whose
guesstimates.
Whose guesstimate?
The guesstimate from the CDC, the CBC or CDC, what I just pulled up. And congressmen, Democrat and Republican, Mayorkas.
Wait. Are you saying these are guesstimates of people that have come into the country?
These are the guesstimates. They guesstimate, and this
wrong,
is like I said,
wrong,
these are
wrong.
Democrats
These are
and Republicans.
Wrong. You're citing apprehension numbers. You know what an apprehension is?
Well, it's both, sir. I'm not talking about the getaways. I'm not even talking about the getaways.
You're literally citing encounter numbers. Encounter could just be quite literally encountering somebody at the border, and an encounter, somebody can be encountered twice. So you have 8 million encounters. It's theoretically possible that 2 people were encountered 4 million times each. Right. And by the way, the majority of people who are encountered are denied at the border. So you keep saying, 8 million to 13 million. You are making this number. You're taking it out of your ass.
Again, if you Google any congressman, any congressman, Democrat or Republican, Mayorkas, it doesn't matter. The Secretary of State, they all have said 8 to 13. I mean, they testified this on C-SPAN, brother. They testified.
And they're testifying that there's been 10 million encounters, not people coming into the country.
It's not encounters, sir. It's people that are already here.
Oh my God!
Where? It's not just encounters.
Where?
Okay, here we go. Okay, this is what I'll do. Let's just say.
By the way, you still haven't pulled up that Biden executive order for me that I asked for 20 minutes ago.
You keep jumping around.
No, okay. You keep jumping around. But
let's just say Harry is right, and only 200,000 people have come in over the last 3 years. Okay. For the sake of argument, 150,000 of them are in New York and 50,000 of them are in Chicago, okay? And they're causing havoc, sir. They're causing havoc in every community they're in. They're clashing with local gangs. They're taking resources. Schools that were closed 2 years ago because they said they did not, 4 years ago, because in the school in Chicago, they said they did not have any money to leave this school open, okay? The immigrants came here. All of a sudden, the money floats out of the sky. They remodel the school. Upstairs, they have a living quarters for the immigrants. And downstairs, they have daycare and school for the immigrants. So you double the school.
What the fuck are you talking about?
They double the school size for inner cities, taking those school sizes from 20 kids to 40 kids because they said they didn't have the money, and then miraculously they find the money for the immigrants. Okay, this is what's happening.
This is literally not what's happening. By the way,
is what's happening, sir.
It is so remarkable to me. This is again a fundamental misunderstanding, because it's remarkable to me that you're trying to argue that immigrants are treated like royalty in the United States. They just get all this money. That is so not true. Asylum seekers that come in, by the way, they don't have the same legal protection that an American has. There's no legal protection there to the degree that we have. And there are restrictions for people who are seeking asylum when they try to get jobs for the first time. So you're asking, why do certain states provide living quarters and food and water and shelter for some migrants who are seeking asylum? Because they legally, in some cases, cannot get jobs. So if they don't do this, then these migrants will just be on the street starving and dying. And I don't think that is a sustainable strategy for a long-term successful country. Now, are you saying, oh, maybe inner cities and schools should be getting more funding? I agree. So why would you vote for Donald Trump, who then wants to cut all of these benefits?
Again, sir, this is what I'm saying. They are saying they don't have the money. These are Democrats that look like me saying they don't have.
What are you talking about?
Let me finish,
no, I'm not going to let you finish, because you're making a big bad Democrats who are saying this. Who?
I'm cooking the hell out of you.
Who is making? No, you're making up big bad Democrats saying, well, these people say they don't have money, and then they find money. So number one, who is this? And number two, also, different money is appropriated for different things. So for education, if there's not enough money appropriated, that doesn't mean that there's not money for immigration and immigration services to fund that. If you want a different budget, that's fine. But then money is appropriated, and it's legally appropriated for certain reasons.
Okay, so Brandon Johnson, a guy that looks like me.
I'm not talking about state policy.
You asked me who, sir?
Okay, go.
You asked me who.
Go ahead.
Brandon Johnson, a Democrat that looks like me, took money away from inner city black kids and gave them to immigrants, sir. Everybody knows this. They try to run politics just like you. You hide information. They tried to hide how much money they were spending on the immigrants in Chicago. They had to go to court to find out how much money they were spending. And because they knew it would be a political nightmare, sir. And you guys still come on these platforms trying to hide it. What do you mean where?
I'm looking this up right now. Where?
It was a news station in Chicago. They had to go to court to get the books. Okay.
No, I'm looking for an article of Mayor Brandon Johnson taking money from inner city kids and giving it to migrants.
Yeah. They did. It was a couple of schools that they closed down because they said they did not have the money. It was an alderman. It was an alderman, and he said exactly what happened. He was walking through, and he said, "This school right here, we had to close down 2 years ago because we did not have the money. It opened back up and got remodeled to house immigrants. Upstairs, immigrant housing. Downstairs, school for the immigrants." This is all documented over the last 2 or 3 years, sir.
What article are you referencing?
Harry, you cannot politic me, brother. It don't work.
Jesus, this is so dumb. All I'm asking you for is source. This is not politicking you. This is asking you for.
Harry, you know this already.
Oh my fucking God! I'm asking you for a source. I'm asking you for is a source. So please prove to me that this took place, and they specifically removed money from inner city kids and gave it to immigrants. You cannot just come up here and say things and not back it up like you've been doing this entire conversation. I'm sick of you're trying to politic me. You're trying to do this. Just provide a source,
Harry. And this is
no.
I know you have a phone. I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Can you let me finish? This is what I do with Democrats, because even if we give you proof, visual proof, you'll try to buffer and not believe it anyway.
Come on,
whatever we show you, video of people.
Stop crying and just show me a source. All right. Stop crying and show me a source. Go ahead.
I'm not your Google source, brother. Do it yourself. Everybody knows it.
The burden of proof is on you. If you make a claim, you have to prove it.
Right. Okay. So I had it on my other page that got deleted. My other page. I had it on my delete. See, you liberals can, dude.
Look at. Give me a source. I just looked up. Brandon Johnson took money from kids and gave it to immigrants. Right. I got nothing. I'm looking it up right now.
Right. I don't expect you to find it, brother, because they scraped the damn internet.
Oh yeah, it's Google's rigging it against you.
Absolutely.
This is genuinely what Republicans do. You guys claim that Google's suppressing your stories, that you could have found it then, you can't find it now, that Google's so big and mean. It doesn't happen. This is not a thing.
Harry, you on your platform can say whatever you want.
Jesus Christ.
Me on my my platform, I can't. There are different rules for Democrats, and there are different rules. This is my second backup page because my other page got deleted because I was telling the truth about you damn Democrats.
I've been banned on this account like 10 times. Okay. I've been banned on this account like 10 times. I'm
pulling up because it's on YouTube.
Go ahead. Oh my God. No. I don't
know. Closed for immigrants.
Okay. Make sure to drop a follow if you haven't already. Venmo, Cash App, link in bio. Jesus Christ.
The United States of America come first.
Wait, what is this? What is this? What is this?
Oh, hold on. I pulled it up for you. Hold on. This is just one. Hold on.
A fraction of the cost of a hotel, but many in the crowd didn't want to hear it.
What am I looking at?
Can you pull it on the big screen, please?
Yeah, but what can you? First of all, before you play, can you pause for a second?
Yeah, hold on.
So what is
a town hall? This is basically a town hall meeting, a community about housing migrants in Chicago.
Okay. And what's the YouTube channel that published it?
This is a news station, brother. This is ABC 7 Chicago. ABC. Oh, there you go.
I'm simply just getting the information that you provide. And what's the title of the video?
Tempest Flare, a community meeting about housing migrants.
Okay.
At a center. Okay, so this is all over, brother. I don't know.
Officials tonight said Daly College is an ideal location because it's move-in ready and a fraction of the cost of a hotel. But many in the crowd didn't want to hear it.
When do citizens of the United States of America come first?
On the southwest side, city officials getting an earful.
How about this? Give them all these politicians' addresses and put them in their backyards, in their basements, in their houses.
This meeting at Richard J. Daley College comes as the city, starting this weekend, prepares to use this gymnasium until August 1st and 2 auxiliary classrooms on the campus through the end of November to shelter more than 400 migrants.
This is about being human and providing humane spaces for them.
I serve my country. We need to give these immigrants a chance.
But the debate igniting anger about how the city for decades has treated its poor.
We do not take care of our own people. There's no resources taken from our shelter system and the housing within our shelter system, as well as outreach agencies who providing services on the street.
This gathering comes a day after the city council at a heated meeting.
You hear that government official right there?
Emergency migrant funding. That money only expected to last through the end of this month.
Wait a minute, you didn't hear that? You didn't hear that part, did you?
Gathering comes a day after the city council at a heated meeting approved $51 million in emergency migrant funding. That money only expected to last through the end of this month.
Yeah.
See, okay, so it's a bunch of.
By the way, you nothing of what you just said was proven by that video.
Right. So, I know, Harry. So, see, and this is what we do. You guys don't believe anecdotal evidence from people that actually experiencing it. That's just one video. It's dozens of video just like that, talking about school, talking about, I was on the wait list. I've been on the wait list. There's one lady saying, I've been on the wait list for 10 years for low income housing, and the immigrants got pushed ahead of me. They're also pushing out people. They're fast forwarding. One guy came up on my platform and said how they're fast forwarding evictions on people so they can get immigrants in there because they're making more money housing immigrants than they are American citizens. This is going on across the country. You're not going to hear it on MSNBC. You're not going to hear it on CNN.
Really? Because
you're not going to hear it on Harry's Live, sir.
In June, Mayor Johnson defended his decision to begin evicting migrant families with children.
Okay.
From city shelters.
Right.
But wait, hold on now. I thought migrant families were getting priority. Right. But now the mayor of Chicago is evicting migrant families with children, which, by the way, is a questionable decision. I'm not sure if I fully agree with that. But that's what the mayor of Chicago is doing. And also, the video you just provided is people at a town hall saying something. People at a town hall saying something is not reliable evidence. You know how we know that? Because of what happened recently in Springfield, Ohio. Because people have got up at town halls and say, oh, my pet went missing. My cat went missing. It's being eaten by Haitians with no evidence to back it up. Just because somebody says something at a town hall and screams it into a microphone doesn't mean it's true. And you just heard that city official right there talking about how there's no money being removed by the city shelter system and putting it toward this. Like your entire argument was just contradicted by the video that you just showed.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm a black man. And for years, For decades now, I've heard the police say something different than happened in my neighborhood, sir. I've heard it for decades. I've heard it with shootings, et cetera, et cetera. We all see and we all know what happened. But you go to the news, you go to the police, you get a completely different story, okay? I'm going to believe people that look like me and look like you as opposed to CNN, MSNBC, and ABC that fluffer, lie, pander, and withhold information from the American people, sir. I believe them over people like you, over people like Rachel Maddow, over people like Joy Reid, sir. I believe the people. I don't believe the police departments trying to protect their job. Look at Eric Adams right now. He went out there and told people the truth about the immigration crisis going on in his city, and they raided that man's house a month later. This is what they do. If you do not play ball with the Democrat Party, they try to destroy you. So these people are playing ball. I'm 48 years old, brother. I got 20 plus years on you. I've seen everything.
Yet you got a lot more lies out of you.
I've seen people in my community. I've seen people in my community get their ass beat. It goes to the damn news, and the cops say, this is before video, this is before camera phones, and the cops say nothing happened, and they got off. So, no, I do not believe the media. The media is biased as hell. Are you kidding me? I believe people in these town meetings that are telling the truth and experiencing it, sir.
You just cited the media as your source.
It wasn't.
You just brought up an ABC7 video to try to prove your point.
And they were talking.
So sometimes the media is in your favor. Sometimes the media is not. Apparently, you trust it sometimes. Now listen. Of course. Wait.
It was the people saying it, sir. It wasn't news report.
It was a news report. There was a journalist at the beginning of it talking about it.
Right.
And who was report? Now listen.
Who was giving the testimony?
I don't disagree that in some instances, what the police might say versus what the people might say in a certain instance might be contradictory, and the people might be right. But in this instance, we actually have government budgets and data to back up this stuff. This is not a he said, she said situation. This is, we have the spreadsheets. We have the government funding. We have the money that's going to these things via official government reports. We know that if money is being taken from inner city kids and being given to migrants, and there's just no evidence to support it. So I'm sorry that you're arguing a bad point, but you can't just turn around and blame the media and say the media is biased.
I just told you the expenditures that they were giving to the immigrants was being withheld. They would not give it to the people so they can find out exactly what was being spent on those immigrants. They had to go to court. So what you're saying is viable evidence and this and that. You're talking about people that their politicians and their whole job is cover up. Don't tell people the truth. You tell people what makes them feel good. That's the first rule in politics, Harry. And you're going to be a great politician. You don't tell people the truth. You tell people what makes them feel good.
God forbid I rely on evidence and fact. I mean, I know that evidence and fact are contradictory to the Republican Party. They don't intersect. I understand that when you vote for Trump, you don't care about fact. You don't give a damn. But fact matters. Truth matters. And not just listening to some random people at a town hall say something does not mean that they are right. It doesn't mean they're right. Because then, you know what, Boom? I'm going to go to town halls all over the goddamn country. I'm going to say in the microphone that Donald Trump is fucking up all these cities, that he is personally stealing money. And apparently, since I'm saying it at a town hall, that means it's automatically right. And you'll believe me. You won't believe those big, bad people at the media who are fact-checking me and saying there's no evidence. You'll believe me because I'm saying it into a microphone at a town hall. That's your claim right here. Whereas I'm saying, hey, let's look at the actual fact. Let's look at the data. There's no hiding in government. There's no hiding. We have the government budgets. We have the money. We know where the money's there. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. If the money's being taken from one program and given to another, well, first of all, there's legal issues there. But second of all, we will find that out. And there's prosecutors who do their damn jobs to find this stuff out.
What I won't do, I won't listen to people like you, because I've listened to your show before, because you're a paid pundit.
I'm paid. Here we go.
These people talking at these town hall meetings aren't being paid. They're poor people that have experienced this hardship, and they're actually giving their testimony. So no, will I listen to you? Will I listen to Rachel Maddow? Will I listen to Nancy Pelosi? Hell no. You're all a bunch of politicians. It's all self-serving for you. But I will listen to poor people that's actually experiencing it. Do I believe those people in Springfield? Because those videos came out in Springfield way before the debate, sir. Those people didn't just go up and testify and just make up lies. For what? They weren't getting paid for it. You're getting paid to come up and hear a lot of those people. But those people aren't getting paid for it, sir.
Who's paying me to come up here?
Oh, I've seen documents on you on who's getting paid.
Yeah, you've seen documents. That's another code word for I don't have evidence.
And you get the politician smile and you deny it.
Politician smile. Can't even smile anymore. Can't even smile anymore.
I did not have sexual intercourse with that woman.
What the fuck?
You look like you're telling the truth.
What the hell are you talking about?
Because you look like you're telling the truth, sir. But I know you. I see you, brother. I see your platform.
Yeah, you keep saying, oh, there's documents of me getting paid to go on live. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, what delusional land you live in. But no, Tara, it's fine. You don't have to mute him. I promise. It's fine. Let him be. Let him be. It's okay.
It's fine. You don't have
you gotta swipe up again. Hold on. Let me mute you and swipe up. Go ahead. It's okay. No need to mute him, mods. You got it. It's all good. It's all good. All right, here we go. Aw. You have to click on your profile picture and press on mute.
There we go.
Ready? My point is, you're saying you see documents of me getting paid. That's utter nonsense. You are making this up just like you made up everything else in this conversation. That Biden signed executive orders that somehow magically loosened immigration and people were just able to flood the border. And somehow that caused people to come to the border and not global conflict. That's nonsense. And now you're saying, oh, inner city money has been taken from inner city kids and given to migrants. That's nonsense. Everything you're saying in this conversation is lies. Maybe you would actually do good by listening to journalists who do work at mainstream media outlets, because these people are damn good at their jobs and they dedicated their lives to the media. I'm not saying go get a daily drip of MSNBC. I'm not saying go get a daily drip of Fox News. But folks that work at the Associated Press, folks that work at ABC, folks that work at these different news outlets are not bad people. They're not your enemy, regardless of what Donald Trump would say. Maybe you'd do better and know more if you would listen to some of these folks and their reporting.
Just like the Hunter laptop situation was a figment of our imagination. Just like Joe Biden's cognitive decline we made up. Just like when I go buy orange juice, that orange juice isn't $8 because the economy is doing well. I don't see $8. I actually see $3, the price of that orange juice from 4 years ago. Again, you can't fool the American people this time, sir. You guys have been doing it. You've been doing it, but you're not going to fool us with your lies and your deception. We see right through it. We see stuff with our own eyes, and you're telling us we don't see what we actually see. Okay? The fraud ain't going to work no more, brother.
I'm telling you to start reading more. I'm telling you to start listening to reliable sources.
I read every day, brother.
I'm sure that your best source of information is Donald Trump's Truth Social page. It's not very reliable at all.
I know.
It's not reliable at all. If you would do well with some information from these journalists who have dedicated their lives to journalism. I don't know why you think they're your enemy. Maybe it's because Donald Trump calls the media the enemy of the people, but you do well if you listen to some of these folks and listen to some of the reporting. And you would know that people in Haitian immigrants in Ohio are not eating pets, and this has been debunked time and time again. By the way, it's been debunked by politicians on your side, politicians who've been endorsed by Donald Trump, such as the governor of Ohio, who said it didn't happen. So maybe instead of listening to these random people at town halls who are saying something happened, which it didn't fucking happen, maybe you should listen to elected officials.
Right. So what elected officials and what news? Joy Reid, Rachel Maddow. Who should I listen to, Harry?
I think just do yourself a favor. Why don't you why don't you open up the Associated Press every day and read some of the Associated Press articles?
I read everything, sir, and I watch C-SPAN on a daily basis, sir. I watch it all. That's why you couldn't cook my ass. That's why I came up here and roasted your ass.
Is that why you've not won a single point this entire conversation?
Sir, you see my gifts, and I'm a nobody. I'm a fucking nobody.
The gifts don't mean anything. The gifts don't mean anything.
You're the paid pundit, not me, sir.
Who's paying me? Who's paying me still? You're yet to answer this question.
Harry isn't getting paid. Harry, I'm a nobody. And I'm at 10,000 already, bruh. I'm cooking your ass.
Gifts don't mean anything.
Again, you're going to try to deflect. And this is what you guys do. You try to deflect, even if you bring video.
By the way,
evidence,
I'm at 31. I'm at 31,000. Does that mean I'm winning the debate? No, I don't claim to win because I have more gifts than you.
It's your platform. platform. It's not my platform.
I don't claim that's a terrible argument to say that you're winning a debate. So far in this debate, you have not cited any fact whatsoever. None.
Again, even if you bring video evidence to Democrats,
you didn't bring video evidence. You brought people to town hall. Again, I you know what? I'm gonna start going to town halls and start saying stuff into microphones, and you'll believe it then.
I know. So all these people for 2 years going to the town hall meetings in Chicago and New York and Springfield, they're all lying, correct?
Wait, hold on now. There was a veteran, a service member in that video who said, "I served my country. We should give these folks a chance." And you disregard what he said. Wait. But when people are coming in and saying, well, you have to take care of the American people first, do you think that those folks are automatically the most educated on the budgets of Chicago?
Okay, so this man only said we should give these people a chance. These other people came to the town hall meeting and said what was going on in their city. This man didn't deny what was going on. All he said was give those people a chance. You know why? Because he listens to Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and Rachel Maddow bullshit. Okay, so now he knows what's going on, but these people are telling you visually with evidence what's going on in their community, and Harry Styles doesn't believe it. Unbelievable. When you get people,
what the fuck are you talking about?
Unbelievable. Anyway, I gotta go.
Wait. Before you leave, I have one thing to say to you. Yeah, in the 2025 projected budget for Chicago is $982 million. Okay. That's the projected budget. Almost $1 billion for one city. Crazy. Right. In 2023, so it's not perfect, but in 2023, Chicago paid at least $138 million to care for migrants. That is almost, adjusting a little bit, kind of rounding up. That's a tenth of their budget. A 10th. 90% is going to other programs that help people in Chicago. A 10th is going to help with migrants, which, by the way, is a temporary problem. If there's a temporary problem that arises in a city, then of course it's going to require more resources. But on your average year, when it comes to Chicago, especially when migration is falling like it is right now, that budget will be less and less and less and less. It'll be 5% maybe in the next couple of years. Just read for me. Just look at the actual Chicago budget. You can look this stuff up. And so these people who are going to town halls and saying, you're not putting the American people first, you're not taking care of the American people first, that's objectively wrong when you look at their budgets.
Okay, so I'm going to retort. You said a tenth of their budget is going to the immigrants, right?
For 1 year, yeah.
So, right. I don't care if it's 1/100th of a percent. 0 should go to the immigrants. They should, because they're still, I don't know what, we know what politicians do with money. Money just disappears. $3 billion disappeared in California trying to take care of the homeless. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't care. Those people shouldn't be here in the first place. So I don't care if it's 1/10, a third, a fourth, 100th of 1,000, whatever percentage you want to make, none of it should go to the immigrants. They all should be going to people that look like you and look like me that are citizens. We don't have an obligation to take care of people's problems, their daycare, their crime, their health problems, etc. Stay in their own damn country. American first. America's only. You don't take care of somebody else, bruh. You don't take care of somebody else's kids before you take care of your kids. Why are there still homeless people in Chicago? Why are there still people starving in Chicago? Why are there still people not getting the education they need in Chicago and New York? If they were putting Americans first, we wouldn't have these issues in our cities that we still have today, sir.
Yeah, but here's what you're not understanding. A lot of these people that you're talking about are legal immigrants. If
They're
you seek
only
asylum,
legal because the Biden administration made them legal.
No,
Yes.
asylum is legal under international law and American law. So if you seek asylum, hold on. If you seek asylum and you come into the country via asylum, you are here legally. So with the government you're talking about providing for these folks, they're providing for legal immigrants. They're not just handing out money to undocumented migrants. They're providing for people who are here legally, who have rights to receive benefits from the government.
Okay.
Most of these people are seeking asylum. Now you might be saying, well, maybe so many people shouldn't be seeking asylum. Maybe we should work on that. Joe Biden tried and your party blocked it.
Okay. Again, you're saying that they're legal because the Biden administration changed changed the laws to make them legal, sir. They would be under.
You can't change a law with an executive order.
Hold on. Okay, I'm talking about executive orders. You know what I'm talking about.
You can't change a law with an executive order.
Those people would not be illegal, nor would they. Would not be legal, nor would they be here if we had stayed under Donald Trump's executive orders that he signed, sir.
That's not true.
It's 100%
That's not true, because these people would still come seek asylum.
The Biden administration is flying these people over here, sir, purposely.
Wait. That's part of a program that lets people in legally, which, by the way, the government is not paying for them. These people have to secure a sponsor in the United States, and that sponsor has to agree to financially cover them for their time in the United States.
That's not true. That is not true.
Oh,
those people that are flying over here, they do not have sponsors, sir. Now, you may pull up some bullshit ass article that's going to say they have sponsors, because this is what the Democrats do. They cover their ass. Oh, we're not giving money to migrants. No, you're not giving money directly to migrants. You give it to the states. But when you pull up Google, this is what they'll say. The Biden administration covers their ass. Kamala Harris, it's not the border czar. Then when you go on whitehouse.gov, you see she was in total charge of the border. You go back and you look at past footage from CNN and MSNBC, all saying she was in charge of the border. And then with the flick of a switch, once she got nominated to be the president or she got chosen and gave the job to her to be the president of the United States, the rhetoric changed. She's not in charge of the border. I'm sure they call you, Harry. Make sure you say that Kamala Harris wasn't in charge of the border, because we all got the same damn memo at the same time. Bruh, again, I'm 48. I love politics. I know what you guys do. You can't fool me no more,
Maybe you should read some more, because get ready, buddy. First of all, she wasn't the border czar. And listen to this. Via the U.S. Citizenships and Immigration Services website, uscis.gov, quote, individuals participating in these processes must have a supporter in the United States who agrees to provide them with financial support for their duration of their parole in the United States. Please don't talk to me about you dunking on anybody and you doing all the reading and you doing all the fact checking, because you are wrong. This is via a government website talking about these sponsors, my man. All these people, the flights you're talking about are through a parole program that has been in effect since the 1990s, including under Donald Trump's presidency. And I don't have to talk anymore. You already heard it.
And just like the asylum seekers, just like the asylum seekers, you're supposed to come over here. You're supposed to come over here and seek asylum if only you fear death or whatever in your own country.
Yes.
But what's happening now? These people are coming. You see, you guys talk out of both sides of your mouth. You'll say, asylum, we know the asylum process, but then you'll say on the side of your mouth, these people have a right to come over here because they want a better life. So you contradict yourself.
I've not said that.
Okay, so Harry, you know, and I know that most of these people aren't coming over here because they fear for their life. They're coming over here because they want a better life.
Agreed.
Okay, thank you. Under that scenario, that makes their asylum process illegal, sir. But you know what?
No, it doesn't, because I believe in due. No, it doesn't. I believe in due process. I believe in due process. Hold on. I believe in due process, even for immigrants, which apparently you don't think deserve rights. If you seek asylum and you pass, here you go. Come on.
Here we go.
See? Testing. Okay, good. If you seek asylum in the United States, you're making a legal claim that you are being persecuted in your home country, and you are granted temporary asylum because you passed your credible fear threat at the border, and then you get let into the country. You are given a court date. So without going to your court date, we have no idea whether these folks' asylum claims are legal and valid or not. So they have to go through court, and then they'll be judged in a court of law. Now, then we will know if their asylum claim is valid or not. I'm not comfortable making a judgment on somebody without them going through the legal process. I believe in due process. Apparently you don't. I don't know.
This is what I'm saying. Before the Biden administration took over, it was 82 or 86% of people that have filed for asylum, their process was denied.
Yes.
All of a sudden, Joe Biden and again, he changed the asylum process and the laws. I mean, with executive order, he changed it. All of a sudden, Joe Biden gets into office and the numbers flipped. dramatically. And if you read deeper about the asylum law and the asylum process, he changed laws. He changed the law with executive order to make it easier for these people to qualify and get and pass the asylum process. They made it easier. This was all in the progressive agenda. The AOC testified about it. Her whole little crew. What's the AOC's little progressive crew name? The Crew or whatever they call. This is the agenda that's going on across the world in European countries and in Canada, etc. They think the progressive liberal agenda is all these people should come over here to America, to England, to France, etc. But what we're seeing is these people are coming to our countries causing havoc, chaos, and anarchy, sir.
Yeah, you know what? It's except it's just not true. But I'm still waiting for that executive order where Biden made it so much easier for people to come in seeking asylum, and maybe there is an argument to be made there. Maybe there's an argument to be made there that it should be easier to seek asylum, but also make sure that it only applies to people that actually need to seek asylum. Maybe we should. You know what? For example, if you're fearing sexual assault in your home nation, you don't qualify for asylum. Maybe we should expand asylum to seeking for fear based off of sexual assault. Maybe we should expand that. I don't think that's wrong. I mean, do you think that's wrong?
To what?
To expand asylum to include a definition that includes a fear of sexual assault in your home country?
Sir.
You think that's wrong?
No, I think we should take care of America. We can't say, Harry, there are 750 million people living in poverty in the world. So what you guys are advocating for is everybody should come in. Kumbaya, everybody. This is insane. We can't save the world.
No, that is not what we are arguing for.
Right.
That is literally not what we're arguing. We're not saying that everybody ever has to come in and everybody's going to sing Kumbaya. Literally, I'm in favor of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's and Senator Langford's bill, Republican senator endorsed by Donald Trump, that would have limited migration at the border. That's something I would have been in favor of, but Donald Trump blocked the bill. So we're in favor of logical, common sense immigration.
Guess what, Harry?
Go ahead.
I freaking found it, Harry.
What do we got here?
It's your lucky day, Harry. There we go, Harry. You see that?
Yeah, read the specifics of it. And
I can go down. You said it didn't exist. For generations, immigrants have come to the United States with little more than the clothes on their backs, hope in their hearts, and desire to claim their own piece of the American dream. The mother's father's son.
Okay, yeah. Get to the meat. Come on.
Sound just like
I don't know what you're laughing about. I'm asking you to get to the specifics. Let's move it on.
Right. Okay. So United States strategy.
No. This is. You got to keep going.
Okay. Hold on. Combating corruption, combating sexual violence.
Yeah. So Biden's trying to address sexual violence. What a terrible thing, huh?
Right. No.
Wait. What is this called? What is this called again?
Sexual violence in your own country with your own people.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to give people safe harbor if they're facing sexual violence in their own country.
Wait.
What? Can you go quickly? Scroll back up again because I want to look it up for myself as well.
Hold on.
No. Just scroll all the way to the top of the name, and then I'll look it up and we'll read together.
Okay. There you go.
Executive order on creating a comprehensive regional. That should do the job.
Wait, okay. I think I found what I was looking for right here when it says expansion of lawful pathways for protection and opportunity in the United States.
Expansion of lawful pathways.
Right. Expansion, which proves my talking point from the beginning when I said this. Wait a minute, Harry. This was purposely done. I don't want to hear anything about some border bill and all kinds of crap. This was purposely done. This is why we're having so much chaos on our streets, because the Biden administration did this on purpose, sir. Period.
So now you're against lawful
Right. I know.
Lawful pathways for immigration.
No, don't come. Stay in your own damn country.
It's lawful. It's legal.
It's lawful because they changed the law. Like
okay,
I
well
said.
then, no. This is the problem. Then you should have just told me from the get-go that you're against legal immigration. Because if it's lawful, then it's lawful. It's within the law. I can't argue against somebody who's saying, yeah, I'm against legal immigration. You should have just said that from the get-go.
Restoring and enhancing asylum processing. Yeah. They made it all easier for these people to come over. You can read. I've read it already, but you can read.
What part of that is incriminating to you?
It's all like what I said from the beginning, and you denied, and you kept telling me to pull it up, but I had it. I had it on my notes.
Wait. Read the part of it where it makes it that the asylum system can be abused, because that's the claim here, right? You're saying the Biden made it so that the asylum system can be abused.
It's a lot to read, sir.
Well, do you have a specific part of it?
Yes, it's a lot to read. There's a Salvador cooperation, examination of protective claims, agreement between the government of the United States and Honduras. These people that weren't allowed to come in, they've been allowed to come in. This Home Security shall promptly cease implementing the prompt asylum law review. You hear that? The
prompt asylum law review?
Yes, program and humanitarian asylum review program. It was all purposely done, sir.
These are all, but you're mad about legal pathways.
It's legal because they made it legal.
Asylum was not made legal by Biden.
Again, I'm just showing you where he changed the law, sir. I'm showing you where he changed it.
Wait. Let's just read. I'm going to read. I have it in front of me as well. I'm going to read one section of which you're saying that. I'm just going to pick one at random. There's I, 2, 1, 2, A, B. Let me pick C. Ready? Let me pick C under the section you're reading in. And you tell me how this is changing the law. The Attorney General and the Secretary of Homeland Security shall promptly review and determine whether to rescind the interim final rule titled Alien Subject to a Bar on Entry under certain presidential proclamations procedures for protection claims, November 9, 2018, and the final rule titled Asylum Eligibility and Procedural Modifications, as well as any agency memoranda or guidance that were issued in reliance on those rules. That's not changing the law at all. It's directing the Attorney General and the Department of Homeland Security to review said programs.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's all changed. Here's 1D. The Attorney General and the Secretary of Homeland Security shall promptly review and determine whether to rescind the interim final rule title implementing bilateral and multilateral asylum cooperative agreements under the Immigration and Nationality Act. This again made it easier for people to come over from countries, El Salvador, from Venezuela, etc.
Which one is this? You said 1D?
It's all right here.
Wait, you said right here. No, which one did you say? One what?
This was D, I think. I think D. I think it was D.
Oh yeah. Okay. The bilateral and multilateral asylum cooperation. Yeah. Wait.
Probably review whether termination, recession, modification, or follow-up action.
What the fuck? Again, this is once again this is directing the Attorney General and the Secretary of Homeland Security to review something. This is not changing law. Oh my god, dude! They
reviewed it. And they made it easy for these people to come over here.
See, the President of the United States. The President of the United States can't change law with executive order. He is directing people in his administration to review certain policies and certain initiatives that we already have in the United States. Now, this executive order also overturns certain executive orders, but directing something to be reviewed does not mean that Biden is changing the law. And nothing of which we're reading right now says it makes it easier for people to come in via asylum.
Look at I, Harry. Read I to everybody here.
Wait, it just to be clear, I starts with the secretary. There's a couple I's.
Oh, it's under the expansion of lawful pathways for protection and opportunity in the United States. Read I.
Let me find it. Hold on. Say that again. What was it called?
I.
But what was like the heading?
Expansion of lawful pathways for protection and opportunity in the United States.
Expansion of lawful pathways.
Or the triangle benefits approved by.
I'm not seeing expansion of lawful pathways.
I can read it. Okay,
go for it.
Consider taking all appropriate actions to reverse the 2017. You know what happened in 2017, Harry? Donald Trump wrote that executive orders to reverse the 2017 decision rescinding the Central American minors parole policy and terminating the CAM parole program. Okay, it's what he did. So what you said?
What was the first thing?
You needed proof that Joe Biden reversed the executive orders that Donald Trump signed. Okay, it's right here, sir. It's an I. It's an I.
That's not what I said. I know there's no doubt that Biden.
That is what you said.
No, that is not what I said. I said there's no doubt. Wait. There's no doubt that Biden. There's no doubt that Biden overturned some of Donald Trump's executive orders, like every president does for the president. Wait. There's no doubt that Biden overturned executive orders of Trump, which is what every president does. My argument to you was that Biden didn't make it easier for people to abuse the asylum system.
I'm just showing you where it did, brother. You still denying it.
Wait. I gotta find this now. It's what you just read.
Anybody can look. If any of you guys want to look at it, it's on WhiteHouse.gov. Executive order on creating a comprehensive regional framework to address causes of migration, to manage migration throughout North and Central America, and to provide safe, orderly processing of asylum seekers at the United States.
Wait, is this section you just read under Section 4 again, restoring and enhancing asylum processing at the border? Is that where you read it?
I forget. I don't know. I'm getting tired, man. I don't know. I think it's shit. I don't know, disease control. This is a mess, an absolute mess. What they did at the border, man.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to find your thing so we can actually look up the orders.
Here's another one as well.
Here it is. You were reading under a different section. Consider taking all appropriate actions to reverse the 2017 decision rescinding the Central America. So the first one.
Here's another one too. Here's another one. Hey, this is really going to get you guys.
Oh my fucking. Okay, wait. No, let's stop right here. Let's stop right here because we have to address this. What you just read as a dunking moment was consider taking all appropriate actions to reverse the 2017 decision rescinding the Central American minors CAM parole policy and terminating the CAM parole program.
Right.
This is again a program that helps minors.
They shouldn't be. We got minors that can't read in America, Harry. We got minors that can't read in America. That's their problem. I don't
disagree.
Sir.
We should fund their education, no doubt. But what you're saying right here, this does nothing. Oh my God, your whole moment you were just celebrating right there. This does nothing to make asylum easier and make it easier for people to abuse the system. This is just Joe Biden saying, you know what? These minor immigrant children have gone through enough. They shouldn't just be removed. Maybe they should, if they're here and they've grown up here and they've been here and they're going to school, they're living in their community, they're playing for their soccer team. Maybe we shouldn't send big bad ICE agents in there to pick them up and throw them out.
These are not the people we're talking about already in America. These are the people that came over here. The people were these were for future immigrants, not the people already here, Harry.
Wait.
And here's another one as well. This ought to be good for you. It's the secretary, let me see if this is the secretary of HHS and director of CDC, in consultation with the Secretary of Homeland Security, shall properly review and determine whether termination, recession, or modification of the following actions is necessary and appropriate. Order suspending the right to introduce certain persons from countries where communicable, I'm getting tired. I can't even read. Communicable diseases, foreign quarantine, suspension of the right to introduce, and prohibition of introduction of persons into the United States from designated foreign countries. Therefore, if we said you're in a country that has a disease where you need to be quarantined for, you can't come over. Joe Biden opened up the floodgates and invited those people over. So not only are we inviting a daycare over, not only are we inviting people's problems over, we're also inviting disease over, Harry.
Okay. And so let's just go one by one because you're talking about
Jesus in America.
Let's go one by one because let's go one by one because you were talking about the CAM Central American Minors Program, right? Let's just read about what that actually is. The CAM program provides certain qualified children who are nationals of El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, as well as certain family members of those children, an opportunity to seek refuge status and possible resettlement in the United States. Only certain parents or legal guardians who are lawfully present in the United States may request access to the program for qualifying children. A qualified child must be unmarried, under the age of 21, and a national of El Salvador, Guatemala, or Honduras. In some cases, an in-country parent of the qualifying child may also qualify for access. Children of qualifying child or other eligible family members may also qualify if those children are under the age of 21. So God forbid, the horror, God forbid we have a mother from one of these countries who's here in the United States legally, and she's like, you know what? My 10-year-old is still in Honduras. I would like that 10-year-old to come live with me here in the United States. God forbid if that mother is able to bring that child over with her. That child's just going to bring so much harm to the country, right?
We don't know. It's really honestly, you have a child that's 16, 17 years old, and they're in a country where it's impossible to be vetted because they don't keep the same system. They don't. Some of these countries, in these small towns, in these countries, they don't even fingerprint these people. So what we're bringing is kids we don't know. In America, minors commit a lot of crime. They do. So what makes you think that these minors aren't committing crime in third world countries? We have no idea who these people are. Most of the time, we don't even know their name. We have no idea what disease they're bringing. We have no idea what crime they committed in their country because they get to come to our country, change their name, their blood type, their social, they get to change everything and get a new start. We don't even allow our people to get a new start. So if you have a felon, if you're an American citizen and you have a felon, that's tainted for the rest of your life. You can rent homes in certain areas. You can't get jobs. You can't buy certain things. You can't vote in some states because you're a felon. So what we're doing, these people in our country, we will not give a second chance to and wipe the slate clean. So what we're doing, we're inviting people. A lot of these people are tearing up their passports at the border, okay? We're inviting people. We have no idea to vet them. We have no idea what crimes they're committed in their country, and we're allowing these people to come in our country and get a fresh start. They may get a fresh start and may never commit another crime again. They may get
That's not true, buddy.
They may get a fresh start and commit crime. But again, we do not give our own citizens the right for a fresh start, but we're giving other people and their citizens a right to the fresh start.
Yeah, except that's not true. Except if you're a criminal in your home country, you don't apply for a lot of these programs. And by the way, our background checks, our vetting of these people is pretty comprehensive. So we cooperate with these governments. We have a lot of agreements with these governments and treaties with these governments that they give us access to this information if they have it. So if somebody commits crimes in there or they're a person of interest in some crimes, they will not be able to just come to the United States and avoid all of that. That's not how the system works. And the idea that oh my God, you're still like hung up on like, wait, I'm not done yet. You're still hung up on this idea that undocumented migrants are committing crime. They commit less crime than native-born Americans. This has been proven time and time again. The own data that you were citing earlier, even though there was an increase because there's been more people, it's still significantly less than native-born American crime when you account for population. And by the way, I just want to read one last thing about the CAM program. If you received access to the CAM program, but we find you ineligible for refugee status, we will consider you for parole. Parole does not lead to a permanent immigration status, but it does allow you to lawfully enter and live temporarily in the United States and to apply for work authorization. We will generally approve parole under CAM for a 3-year period. U.S. Customs and Border Protection makes the ultimate determination whether to parole an individual into the United States at a port of entry. It is not permanent residence. Now, what was the other goddamn thing you said?
So Harry, you mentioned something earlier about the people. They share their information as far as, what crime they committed. 100% true. This only applies if they committed an international crime where they're wanted internationally that's the only way for us to find out who these people are. So if somebody's on the international wanted list, then we would know. The people that commit small crimes commit major crimes in a small city in Peru or Venezuela, they do not share their database with us. We have no idea who they are.
True.
It's the reason. It is true. Show me. Okay, pull it up, Harry, where this is true, where small towns in Venezuela are giving us the criminal information to America so we can know exactly who they are. Show me, Harry.
I'm going to give an opportunity. Show me
that.
Wait, I'm going to show you in just a second. Relax. Yeah. First of all, I want to go back to, we're going to do all of these things at once. I want to go back to what you just read out of the thing of like the spreading of diseases in that thing. I want to identify the program that you're talking about because I guarantee it's not how you described it. And also, I want to give a lawyer an opportunity to come up and maybe fill the gaps. Would you be okay with that?
No, I'm getting tired. I've been on
here. That's too bad. That's too bad. You're here now. I'm gonna invite him if he wants to come up. That's optional. If he wants to come up, that's optional for him. The invite is out there. If Law of the Wild wants to come up,
so you calling in to help? You can't handle me. I'm too much.
Well, he's a lawyer. I think he knows more than you and I do about the law. I think that would be a better. I think that would be a better source of information. What? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say right now? I didn't even hear what you said. I'm curious. What did you say?
Muhammad Ali, the Rumble. You never heard of the Rumble?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm in your ass. Okay, all right.
I don't know what you're talking about. In terms of this conversation, I don't know what that's.
I know.
Anyway, I don't know if he's going to come up or not.
I gotta work it. I got a job. I'm not paid by the DNC like you are, brother.
Yeah.
I'm not paid, so I got a job. I got stuff I got to do in the morning.
All right, fine. Well, we can wrap it up here then. You can come back another day.
That's cool. Nice talking to you.
All right, boom. Thanks, man. Have a good one. All right. Jeez Louise. I had more I wanted to say. Oh my God, I missed so much on fucking Venmo. Zamiri, thank you for the $3. You should live stream you and Chris playing NCAA. We've talked about it. I would definitely do it. Amelda, thank you for the $10. I appreciate you. Adriana, thank you for the $5 saying for dealing with MAGA nuts. We've been dealing with them for quite some time. Matthew, thank you for the $30. I appreciate you so much. In 3 different installments of 10. And Tess, what's up, Tess? Happy birthday to the smartest. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I turned 22 like an hour ago, and I was debating that freak. He was fun to talk about for the most part, but I appreciate it, Tess. Thank you. Margaret, thank you for the $50 saying happy B-Day, Harry. I hope your wishes come true. Thank you, Margaret. I appreciate that as well. It's very kind. Daniel, thank you for the $3 saying happy birthday, Harry, from a Gen Z in Parkland. I appreciate you, Daniel, as well. Thank you, my man. Tony, thank you for the $20.25 saying thanks for cooking these people. We try. Pixie, thank you for the $10 saying cooking against the yelling fool. I like that description. Amy, thank you for the $5 for listening to that dude yell. My own voice is like strained right now. Samantha, thank you for the $2 saying you're a freaking saint. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you, Samantha. I appreciate that. Christina, thank you for the $5. Tell him this is a Mexican land vote. Blue Texas. I love that. We got a Blue Texas. It's incoming, ladies and gentlemen. Watch out. Where did I leave off? Gabby, thank you for the $5 saying you, Dean, and Parker have been my entertainment all day. I love those guys, man. They're fantastic. Kurt, thank you for the $5 saying Kurt here, working overseas in Singapore. I wanted to send my support and thanks. Would love if you could share some federal websites that you use with good data that you use during debates, as I want to learn more and become a better debater. Yeah, I think like anything like economy, Department of Labor or Bureau of Labor Statistics, immigration is the Border Patrol website, Department of Homeland Security website. What other good websites are there? The Department of Justice website for cases that are federal. Also, shout out to everybody for the birthday messages in the chat. I appreciate you. 22, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting up there. I'm just joking. Tara, thank you for the $75 as well. I don't know how you do it. Keep up the work. Good work. We need to get Trump voted out forever. Thank you, Tara. Can we get some W's for Tara in the chat? $75 is incredibly generous. I appreciate that. And thank you, DMC Neil, for the boxing glove. Casey, thank you for the $5, sending you Zen vibes after dealing with all the MAGA madness. My brain hurts. Like, legitimately, I'm tired. Sally, thank you for the $10 saying dealing with this angry dude and being so calm about it. Well, I'm not sure I was calm, but you know. Faith, thank you for the $10 as well, saying watch you every night and learn so much. Sorry you have to deal with ignorant people. Ohio voter, make sure you vote for Sherrod Brown, please. I know you will. Jenna, thank you for the 2 cents, saying this guest boom is one of the few guests I can't stand listening to. I had to rip my headphones off and do something else. I appreciate that. Elisa, thank you for the $5. Scott, thank you for the $20, saying for all the insanity you face, happy birthday from Alaska. I appreciate that so much, man. All the way out there in Alaska, huh? Marshall, thank you for the $10, saying get them with smartness. I appreciate you, Marshall. Lee, thank you for the $25 saying happy birthday, Harry. Thank you. Oh God, you guys are too kind, man. I appreciate that. Deanne Williamson, thank you for the $25 as well, saying happy birthday. I thank you, Deanne. Appreciate you. Clarissa, thank you for the $10, saying happy birthday, 1 year closer to becoming president. Yeah, now it's only 13 years until I can illegally run for president. You know, 13. Kayla, thank you for the $5 saying we'll pay more when I get paid. Happy birthday from Arkansas. Please, Kayla, save your money. Go out to dinner. Treat your friends and family and loved ones to a nice meal. I appreciate you. You don't have to do all that, man. But I appreciate you, Kayla. Thank you. Skylar, thank you for the $5 as well, saying happy birthday. 26th, my b-day too. Skylar, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I love that. I love that. Victoria, thank you for the $1. The wronger he was, the louder he got. Yeah, seriously. Alyssa, thank you for the $2. Happy birthday, Dumpling. I like that. Thank you, Alyssa. Christina, thank you for the $3 saying happy birthday. Hope you keep all the good work up. Thank you, Christina. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you guys, man. Molly, thank you for the $5 as well, saying happy birthday, Harry. Welcome to your Taylor year. Yeah, I guess that the 22 song accounts is applicable now, huh? Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna wrap up the live. I think we'll leave it there. We were live for 3 hours. We screamed at that guy for like an hour straight. Tracy, thank you for the $20 as well, saying happy B-Day, Harry. I am 924 and spent mine with COVID. I'm so sorry to hear that. Hope yours is way better. I'm sorry, Tracy. Hope you're feeling better. I know it's only 3 days later, so hopefully you recovered fully and you're doing well, and you're enjoying yourself. So I appreciate that, Tracy. Thank you for the birthday wish, and happy belated to you as well. I hope it was a good one. Aside from the COVID, hope you managed to get some rest or something. Liliana, thank you for the $5. Keep up the great work, Harry. Love watching you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, I think we're gonna. To. Actually, we'll wait till we get 1 million. We're like 12,000 away from 1 million, so we'll wait. I genuinely don't like. I'm not even trying to be rude to that guy. I genuinely don't think he said a single fact in that entire conversation. Like, not a single thing was based off of actual fact. Like, and then I think we got to the root of the cause by the end of the conversation. He has a problem with legal immigrants. He doesn't like legal migration, just period, right? So that was the problem by the end of it, right? He just doesn't like legal immigrants. Yeah, that was. I mean, I think it took us a while to get to. Thank you, Ali, for the glowing jellyfish. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the gifts and follows, everybody. And we just hit 1 million likes. Yeah, I think that was like the problem getting to that was like discovering that he just didn't want legal immigrants. And then we got there eventually, and then he was like, "Yeah, okay, I don't want legal immigrants." He was like, "Stay in your own country." I mean, my God, the xenophobia. Yeah, exactly. Someone in the chat just put that out. But listen, everybody, we're going to wrap up the live. All these people are live. Isaiah Martin right now is doing TikTok debates. So go raid Isaiah. Go let him know that we sent you. Say, Harry raid, Harry raid, Harry raid. Thank you, Carly. I appreciate you. Just let him know that you're going over there to see him. But also, the Venmo Cash App is in my link in my bio if you want to support the live or you support the page just generally. I also post on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. All of those links to all of those pages are in my bio. So if you want to go over there and follow on those pages and all that good stuff, let me know. And if you didn't get to debate tonight, hopefully I'll be live tomorrow night, and we can talk and you can come up and debate then. But yeah, all those other platforms are in my bio. Venmo Cash App are in my bio, all that good stuff. You haven't done a YouTube live in a while. Yeah, we're going to get back into those, I swear. And Isaiah, definitely go raid Isaiah right there and make sure you're registered to vote and all that good stuff. And thank you, Killer, for the birthday wish. Have a great day tomorrow, everybody. It's Friday. Enjoy yourself. Have a great one. Sleep in if you can. Eat some good food. Drink some water. See some people you love. All of that good stuff. Yeah. All right. I think we'll leave it there. Go raid Isaiah R. Martin. He's doing TikTok live debates right now. Go say hi to him. Let him know. Thank you again, everybody, for all the birthday wishes. Sorry, I'm a little sick, so So go raid Isaiah. Thank you for the birthday wishes, everybody. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys are amazing. And we'll talk soon. All right, everybody. Thanks, everyone. Mwah. Bye, everybody.